Alright, should be live, should be working okay, and we are back with another episode of the Manchester United career mode. Now, what I'm going to do out the gate is announce this because it may uh, go by the wayside if I announce it later or I forget. What I was just saying now, this hopefully will be a once every other day series, but I'm not 100% sure if I'll keep that up for the whole series, but I will try my best to get these up once every other day. Another thing, I watched back the last episode a little bit, and the commentary in the game doesn't want to work properly, and I do not know why. Now it's not a big deal because I could just commentate over it, but I want to. I'm curious because the commentary volume should be on. It is. I don't know what's up with it. But ultimately, if the commentary is not working, I can commentate it anyway. That's the whole point. But welcome back anyway to another episode. So today we're going to be continuing on in the Premier League. If you didn't see the last episode, we started off in the Premier League against who was it against? Palace, I think it was, with a 3-1 victory at Selhurst Park. Puts us fifth in the league. Aston Villa top because they played twice. A couple of teams have played twice, but we currently have only played once. Now, what we're going to do today is wrap it up in terms of January. I've lost the fucking calendar again. I couldn't find it the other day either, and I don't know where it is now. There we go, office calendar. So what we're going to do basically is we're going to wrap up August. We've got Everton to kick off here at Old Trafford in this episode, followed by a Leicester away game at the King Power. We'll then do deadline day. We won't be signing anyone. We're not signing anyone for the summer. We're keeping it as much as a core squad as we can. We'll maybe let fringe players go. We'll let players go on loan. Nothing serious in terms of business being done though. And then we'll finish it off with Leeds at Old Trafford. And then for the final game of today's episode, we will finish off in the Europa League. Now, you might be wondering who's our Europa League group, and I'm also wondering who the fuck is our Europa League group, because this isn't the Europa League group we've got in real life. There's only one team that match up, and I've realised it's because some of the teams aren't in the game that we have in real life. We've got Real Sociedad, Jagiellonia, and Aberdeen. Now, of course, if you are not living under a rock or you support Manchester United, you'll know Aberdeen are not in our Europa League group. I can't actually remember off the top of my head who was in it. I know Sociedad for definite. We had the break with the World Cup, and it's kind of just let my memory go by the wayside. Who did we have in our group? We had Real Sociedad, Sheriff, and Omonia Nicosia. So that is why they are replaced by two teams that are Jagiellonia and Aberdeen, because Sheriff and Omonia are not in the game. So that would be why. That would explain it, I think, this particular group. Anyway, most of the other groups are the same as real life. Arsenal's group is exact. I don't remember every single group. There may be some teams replaced along the way, but that is why we have got two replaced teams. It's good that we figured that out the gate. So, now that's all wrapped up, there may be stuff going on about the house. So if you hear background noise, that is why. Just a little warning as well. So before we go any further, we'll take a look at what we did last episode. I already said we would beat Everton, but just a little quick squad update as well. We renewed contracts. All contracts are as they should be now. Everyone's on at least a year and or longer, except for, of course, Ethan Laird and Ethan Galbraith, who are out on loan. They'll automatically get another year if they stay out on loan, which they probably will. Everyone else is on a bigger contract. We've got some loans through as well already, and all the contracts have been re-signed. I think we managed to keep them for around the same deals, some a little lower than what they were paid. I think there was one player, I can't remember off the top of my head, but one player who got higher than what they were initially paid. But I can tell you Fred took a pay cut for about 105k, which makes sense. I think it was who was it that took a pay cut or a pay growth? I think it was Dallo who asked for a bit more money, which is absolutely fine because he is probably going to be at the club for a while to come. Now, if you didn't see who scored the goals in the last game, then it won't show me either for some reason. Why will it not show me? It's an interesting one. The stats appear to have glitched out. Now, it shouldn't be doing that. That's not good. Especially because I cannot remember. Oh, there we go. It's fixed itself. I don't know what happened there, but the goals were scored from Christian Eriksen, Bruno Fernandes, and Anthony. And then, of course, Anthony and I believe it was Sancho got the assists for the respective goals as well. I'm not going to do this every game. It's just to kind of show you how the first game went. But as we'll go, we will continue and try and keep record of what we're doing here. I'm going to try and make a spreadsheet, I think, or at least write it down. The results, the goals, the kind of main things and try and keep a track of this career mode. So we're going to get into this first game. I don't want to be talking forever. We're about 5 minutes on already. We get to gameplay. We do, of course, still have the transfer window. We have got some players transfer listed. I'm just going to go. I've got a quick, brisk scroll through the squad here. Some of the older players or some of the players who probably won't get game time. Some are loan listed. Some are permanently going to be on their way out. It's only the older players that are really going to be on a permanent deal. Like I said, the club is going to more or less remain how it is, apart from loans and a couple of permanents, which will hopefully go through. At the end of the August transfer window, I will show our business as well as some of the biggest deals of the window as well to keep you up to date. But without further ado, I don't want to be wasting too much time. Contracts are expiring soon. We can't do anything about them because they'll get automatically renewed anyway because they're on loan, and they will be sorted as they need to be. So, without further ado, I've said that 3 times and we're still furthering a doing. We're going to be against Everton. Now, again, I've not done too much with the tactics. I'm going to just try and keep it basic as it is. What I have done, and I will show you this quickly, I've not done too much, but I have adjusted the sliders ever so slightly because I felt like the Palace game was a little bit too easy. Of course, I can adjust them as and when. I've given myself a bit more shot error, a bit more pass error. The goalkeeper ability is up because I feel like the goalkeeper ability is always a bit below scratch in FIFA, so I've just put that up a bit. And as for the CPU, we've just put the errors down a bit. Everything else more or less remains the same. The ability is a bit higher as well for the goalkeepers, and they've got a bit better control when it comes to their first touch. So they've just got a slight bit more in their favour. Not too much. I don't want to make it too difficult for myself, especially as I'm brand new to the game. So we're going to rotate a little bit here just because of some stamina issues. We will be pushing... we'll keep Fernandes on, but we'll definitely bring someone on for him partway through. Wan-Bissaka will get the start ahead of Dalot, and I believe we'll give Malacia a run out as well. I haven't done training, and I most likely, to be honest, probably won't do training. I don't enjoy it, and I feel like it's a waste of time. Do we have Dalot or Shaw on the bench? I think we go with Dalot on the bench. I reckon Malacia can handle himself in 90 minutes. Wan-Bissaka, a little bit unfit, hasn't really had as much playing time. I don't know if he will be able to, so we'll keep the option there. Henderson, Dalot, Maguire. I'm going to have Lindelof on the bench, actually. Sorry, Maguire. I know I said I wasn't going to sell anyone the first season, but Maguire may go in January. If we do make some changes in January, then obviously will be some departures. I do want Van der Beek a little bit more involved, so we will actually put him on the bench for this one. But that will be the team for today against Everton. We've got David De Gea starting in goal, Malacia and Wan-Bissaka as the fullbacks, Martinez and Varane as the centre-backs. Casemiro will slot to that CDM role as he does so well. Bruno Fernandes a little tired, but he'll captain the side, probably come off early in the second half alongside Christian Eriksen. Jadon Sancho will start on the left, had a decent first game, as did Anthony off the right, so they will remain in those positions. And then Marcus Rashford will start up top once again for the Red Devils at Old Trafford with, of course, Martial an option off the bench should we need it. So the first game of today's stream against Everton, we'll get it underway. And if the commentary doesn't work, I will do my best to commentate myself, but I will also be concentrating on the game. So we'll go into it and we'll get going because it is going to be... I think what the plan is to do 4 games per stream. More if I feel like I want to do more, or less if I don't feel like I want to do as many. Every other day, kind of the schedule I'll try and go for. Whether it goes to fruition is a different matter, but the idea is there. I was considering rotating in Alanga or Garnacho for the wingers, but that's strong starts. Yeah, for some reason the commentary still isn't working on the game. I don't know what's up with that. It's not really a big issue, is it? We can commentate ourselves. That is the starting 11 from Manchester United. We'll still try to stay quite strong. Everton have Pickford in between the sticks. It'll be hard to take a couple of goals past him. We'll have to just... we might have to just try and get one and then rest on our laurels because he is a good goalkeeper in this game. And they've got strong attacking options. and some decent talent off the bench, including James Garner, our former player at Manchester United. He has gone to Everton. But we're still getting used to the game, so if I still feel like it's a bit too easy again, I'll readjust sliders as and when until it's at a difficulty I feel is challenging enough, but also good enough that we can get our goals completed within reason. So it's just a matter of finding that balance, getting it there, and hopefully getting a couple of wins. Maybe 3 out of 4, I would say. I would say 3 out of 4 is realistic. But we would like a good start to the Prem. It'd be very perfect to not fall apart at the first hurdle. Casemiro immediately intercepts. We've got the best CDM in the league, I'm sorry. We just do. Anthony. We've already dispossessed Everton. It does still feel a bit easy, but we've done nothing in this game yet. Anthony nearly took the ball out of play. Dribbling felt a bit off there, but it's just stuff we're going to have to get used to. Tackle by Mikolenko. Anthony, I want to get quick to Eriksen. And it will go back to Anthony here. Bruno's there. I want to get back to Bruno, but he's tries to fall further back. That's not Bruno, it's Casemiro. I keep forgetting because Bruno's number 8 now. Anthony towards Sancho. It's headed away back to Casemiro, who can't get it past. And now Everton have the ball. With Damari Gray. Per pass, Casemiro. Casemiro's going to be so fun to use. I've never really used him in a career mode because I've never really done like a Real Madrid one. So it'd be a fun one to use. And Rashford, not the connection required. Went for the acrobatic, it didn't come off. Maybe shouldn't have gone for the acrobatic. Maybe should have gone for the header that I wanted to do. And it did not do said header. Fortunately, what can you do? Is he going to go short? I've got Rashford short just in case. He's gone long towards Damari Gray. Wan-Bissaka off him for some reason. Bruno Fernandes, the player to watch apparently. Good first game as captain. Can he improve during the season? I absolutely think so. Well, that's the case. We will see. Good save by De Gea. Not as strong as the shots. Tried to get Varane across there, but he was already marking, which is fine, as it has not found the back end net. Wan-Bissaka to Eriksen now. The gameplay does feel a lot different. It feels slightly faster, slightly smoother, if that makes sense. But I suppose that might be in part because I'm on a faster console. I don't really know. Anthony. Eriksen. I went to first time cross that. I think he's offside anyway. He's not. I went to first time cross that with Eriksen, so I didn't waste any time with a touch. Didn't work out. Anthony, though. Straight at Pickford. Good move by Anthony, though. Love to see it. Positive moves, positive vibes. Wan-Bissaka has, in fact, made a foul there. No card, though. On this occasion, Berardi will be moving to West Ham. That's a good signing for them, to be honest. I could see that happening in real life, potentially. It ain't a bad signing by any means. Everton do have a free kick, and they've played it short to Mikolenko. Now down the wing to Damari Gray. Wan-Bissaka try to close it down. He's played it around Mikolenko. We're in trouble a bit here, I can't lie. Varane has come across, and he's missed his lunge. It's a bit of a problem, but Calvert-Lewin, not with really anything on the shot, off balance, to be real with you. And we get away with that one there. Wan-Bissaka. We're going to be using this right-hand side quite a lot because Anthony is very fast and a very good player. It's someone I want to see grow in his career mode to a massive level. Rashford straight at Pickford. We need to find either side of the goalkeeper rather than straight at him. But I do like the attacking intent. We are using the right more on the left just purely because of Anthony's pace. But I would like to get Jadon Sancho involved a little bit too when we can. Eriksen didn't really want to do that. I wanted to try and take it off on his right, but it hasn't done what I wanted. And now Everton have the ball. And Dwight McNeil has a bit of space here. Lisandro Martinez probably able to keep up with him here. Could do with Tyrell Malacia keeping pace with him as well, but that's a story for another time. Ball in, caught by De Gea. Calvert-Lewin for the challenge, but De Gea has that all day long. Man of his quality, ain't gonna mess that one up now. Eriksen. 1-2 of Anthony here. Can we find a bit of room on this right hand side? It is really primarily coming through Anthony as the play at the moment, which makes sense because he's a 100 million man. He takes it around. Eriksen into Rashford. It's another shot straight at the goalkeeper. We can't find our finishes today yet. The controller batteries are low. It should have changed them beforehand. I forgot to, again. Second episode in a row where the batteries will have to be changed. Wan-Bissaka takes it off to Mari Gray. And he's another one I want to see try and maybe get his career back in his team a little bit. But we've also got Dallo, so it's going to be difficult. They're going to have to fight for spots together, which is fine by me because it means we've got two decent right-backs who want a place in this team. The problem is now that Everton are indeed through. Wan-Bissaka's messed up, but so has the finish been messed up by the player. I think, was that a save or a block? We'll never know. It's just gone straight for a corner. Dwight McNeil over at the number 7 for Everton. In the pouring down rain of Old Trafford, Everton have a corner. Delivered in by Dwight McNeil, only as far as Jadon Sancho, who gets the ball to Ericsson. It's a poor touch by the Dane, and it's a shot that's blocked. And Wan-Bissaka battling for this one. Wins the battle just about, and it falls into the hands of De Gea after Gray tried to get a little ball in. Didn't quite get to where it wanted to go there. Anthony. Now Ericsson. Again Anthony. We're using this right hand side. Mikolenko doesn't have the pace to keep with Anthony, so it's smart. But the problem is, every time I run this way with Anthony, we need to cut it back. Ericsson towards the back stick to Sancho. It's away, only as far as Casemiro, who needs to try and control this and play it off. Not where I wanted it to go. I was trying to get to Ericsson. Might have been the harder pass to get to Ericsson, to be fair, but it is where I planned it going. The Mari Gray probably has a better with Wan-Bissaka on that occasion. He does, and it's a slight problem here. Defensive 6s and 7s. It's a block by Lisandro Martinez, and we'll get it away. It was to go to Ericsson. We're going to try and play it down the left this time, a bit different. Sancho. We've had a bit of better possession so far, but chances have been more or less even. Yet to see a goal here at Old Trafford. This might be about the right difficulty, although we haven't taken our chances when we've had them, and we probably should be a couple of goals up, to be quite honest. Anthony could try to take it on. Well, I wanted to try and move it across to his left. For some reason, he didn't feel like it. He was like, we'll take it on the right, see what happens. No. Varane doesn't stop Calvert-Lewin from getting there, but Malacia could stop the ball going any further to Dwight McNeil. We're still 0-0 here at the Old Trafford Stadium. Yet to see a goal at Old Trafford from either team. Bruno Fernandes back out to Ericsson. It was meant to go to Anthony, and it has eventually made it to Anthony. And the reason I didn't want it to go to Ericsson is because he was offside. I did know he was offside, hence why I was in for Anthony there. But it's whatchamacallit, it's just unlucky. Word I was looking for, but I couldn't find it. Casemiro should get that. One more chance before the break, perhaps with Manchester United. Poor control by Anthony, and it might turn out to be one more chance for Everton before the break. Malacia's lunged, so I didn't want to, but Martinez closes it down, and that should be half-time, except the game has given us, I thought the game had given us another chance there, but it is half-time. A pretty dead game by all accounts. A hard-fought one. We've had our chances, haven't put any away, but likewise, Everton have had their chances and also haven't put any away. Bruno, not really having as much of an impact on the game as I would have liked, but we will really bring him off at some point in the second half just to rest him a little bit. He's still quite tired from Palace game, which is understandable. We'll allow it. We'll let him off this time. What we are going to do is take a look at the scores around the grounds. Chelsea drawing 1-1 with Leeds at Stamford Bridge. Wolves drawing 0-0 with Southampton at the Molineux. If I could speak, that would be brilliant. Bournemouth drawing 0-0 with Arsenal at the Vitality. And then Brentford 1-0 down to the Hammers. Fulham and Leicester will play later. So take a look at the stats at the break. Any really telling stats? Are we in any kind of control? Are they in any kind of control? Nope. 61 to 39 in terms of possession. The only stat we have in our favour, really, that matters too much. 5 shots to 5. 1.1 expected goals to 0.6. We may have a slight chance of scoring more, but the shots we have had have not been fantastic, truth be told. So we'll try and get to the second half and find a goal and get a lead in this one, because that's what we need here against Everton. We can't, no offence to Everton, because they were obviously once a club that was challenging for Europe, but the current Everton team, we can't be dropping points to. Really, if I can help it. But if it does occur, it does occur, doesn't it? I've absolutely messed this one up. Have I? Oh, Varane's caught in possession again in defence. Last time that happened, Edouard dispossessed him and scored for Palace. We need to make sure that we know what we're doing in defence. Bruno caught by Gay, but it's still possession for Manchester United. Sancho Rashford is making a run. Can he get the chance off here with Termina? And he can't do that on that occasion, unfortunately. And Everton bring it away. It is a hard-fought battle here. Everton are not rolling over, to be fair to him. Malacia, good tackle, but it is going to go out for an Everton throw. We've got Leicester next at the King Power. Not going to be an easy one. I know in real life they're struggling a bit more than what they probably will be in the game, but they're still a formidable team. Should have been Malacia there, really, shouldn't it? Is what it is. Offside. Barely, but it is offside. I knew the lines were going to bring the flag up. We'll give it a few more minutes and then we'll bring Donny van de Beek into the field of play, I think. Just a half a foot offside. But that's all you need in the Premier League. Malacia into Lissandro. Varane, or sorry, Casemiro, I should say, asking for it. Back out to Tyrell Malacia. Not the pass we were looking for there. It was meant for Fernandes, but not with that little amount of effort behind it, I guess. Malacia trying to get out to Sancho. Will it stay in? It will. Sancho. I would like Malacia to make the run, but I've got the tactics on where I don't have that, so I kind of fucked myself over there. Casemiro out to Sancho. Maybe I should have the fullbacks overlapping. Bruno into Casemiro. Can he try one from range? He has. Straight to hands of Pickford. Probably wasn't the idea there. Probably should have made a bit more build-up play. We're going to bring on Donny. And I'm considering bringing on Martial. We're not going to do that just yet, but that is the next change I probably will go for. Get to see a goal in this one. But that's great by Wan-Bissaka. Rashford. Oh, that's not where I want it to go at all. But Sancho has the capability. Just not today, he doesn't. Pickford has had a couple of saves, but nothing really he's had to worry about. We've had the opportunities. We've just kept putting them into his hands. Bruno's been fouled. Rashford. Eriksen. Oh, it's a good save. That's probably our best opportunity of the day so far. Yellow card for Doucouré for that earlier foul on Bruno. But that is the best chance we've had so far from Christian Eriksen, and it's not too bad. It made the keeper work more than he's had to so far today. Bruno Fernandes going to make way now for Donny van de Beek. Mainly for fitness reasons. I didn't want to make that substitution in under any other circumstances, and I wouldn't probably have made that substitution, and especially the circumstances we're in. But we need to make it. Martinez was the target for some reason. I was looking more for Varane. It's going to fall to Varane. It's a save again from Pickford. Everton, can they get it clear here? That is the key question for the Toffees. They have done exactly that, and they could counter if it doesn't let me switch to Wan-Bissaka. And now I've over-committed AWB here. But he's done well to cover up, and it's a throw into Everton. We may be experiencing a 0-0 draw here. It's not been a lively game. Game came into life a few minutes ago with Eriksen's near miss, and Varane also had a decent opportunity, but we've yet to bag, and I don't know if he will, to be honest, today. It's been a bit difficult in front of goal, and I always said Pickford was going to be a pain in the arse to try and get past. I believe that's a corner. Aaron Wan-Bissaka getting his foot in. I'm a bit frustrated we don't have our goal, but at the same time, it makes sense. Pickford's good, and we've not had the best opportunities. I mean, we've had, that's a lie, we've had good opportunities. What the hell's happening there? Sancho didn't get it clear. We're going to bring on Martial. We didn't get it clear, and it nearly ended up in a goal for Everton. Quick reactions from David De Gea prevents that, which is thankful for me. 23 minutes left. Will Anthony Martial, our number 9, be able to do anything up front today? Rashford's been quite quiet. Didn't score in the first game. Hasn't scored today. De Gea saves it. Also trips over Eriksen, but what matters is the ball's been recovered, and we can try and counter here. Is that Donny van de Beek making the Marauder run? No, it's Anthony. I just saw the blonde hair and assumed Anthony. I assumed to be a bit faster as well. So we're just going to have to push forward now. Wan-Bissaka, we're pushing attacking now. We're going to have to get that goal. I would very much like that goal, but the problem is with the attacking, we're opening ourselves up to this from Everton, and it could be a finish. It's a good save from De Gea. Calvert-Lewin putting an effort on goal. The problem with pushing up is that they'll push back. We're going to do something here. We're not going to have Anthony come off. We're actually going to have Alanga come on the left-hand side for Jadon Sancho, and we're going to shore up a bit in midfield with McTominay for Eriksen. Casemiro's got okay stamina. Eriksen kind of running low on the gas tank, so we'll do that instead, and we will have our 2 substitutions be made. Now, I don't think we'll make any more today. I don't think we need to make any more today. We just need to find that goal. That is the extent of what we need to try and do here now. We need to ensure that they don't get one, because we have pushed attacking, and it opens up a bit more for them to attack us. And it's another save from De Gea. I thought Alanga might win the header, but Calvert-Lewin getting up first. And at the moment, I hate to admit it, Everton look more likely to score. We could be in trouble. Damari Gray to deliver. Oh, it's a poor header this time. I believe that's come off Tyrell Malacia though. Another corner to Everton. You're a United fan right now here at Old Trafford. You're on the edge of your seat. Understandably so. Ball in. Why is Lissandro challenging for it? I don't know. McTominay gets it gone all the way up to Anthony, who's been fouled. How is that not a card exactly? I'm not entirely sure, but we're going to try and keep going with it. Anthony to Wan-Bissaka. Into Anthony. McTominay making the run into the middle. It's a poor shot. I don't know why he's taking it on his left, to be honest with you. Couldn't tell you. It's a win from Casemiro again, who has been dynamite. I know I said last game he wasn't as good, but this game he's been clinical in that midfield, and I'm sorry for doubting him. McTominay tried to receive the ball from Van de Beek. It's cut out in its prime. Casemiro again, and it could be a goal here. Martial knocking it across to Anthony, and there's the goal, and it's come from Casemiro, because of course it has. Anthony gets the second in two, and it's all come from our Brazilian rock in that CDM role, the man who's assumed captain for the rest of the game. Casemiro wins it straight back. Martial, a nice little weighted ball over to Anthony, and Pickford unable to do anything about it. He's misread the situation completely. Anthony's taken it on his weak foot, but managed to find the back of the net anyway. And that is 2-2, like I said, for the little Brazilian winger. And it was smart to bring off Sancho instead of Anthony, because Anthony has found the goal. And it could be a vital goal in the circumstances. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go defensive. Now we've got our goal. We're going to sit back and try and rest on it. I would love to push for a second, but I don't see a second coming for us, to be honest. We were lucky to get that one. Pickford's had a great day in net, and we've not been exactly good with our finishing today. That being said, a second would definitely see the game out. I wouldn't be opposed to it. Alanga. Back to Malacia. We could build for a second. I'm happy with just the victory, but Alanga's asking for it from Donny, and he does receive the ball from Donny. Will Donny make the run back into space? He will. Donny van de Beek needs to try and get back to Alanga, really. We have. It's Casemiro from the edge of the area. Right, those shots probably just aren't on. Those against Pickford anyway. Those shots probably just won't occur to any success. McTominay doesn't have the pace to get through that gap. Martial, Alanga towards McTominay. Try to get it on. One more to Anthony. It's going to be away by Everton. And the last thing we need right now is an Everton counter-attack and goal. And it almost happened. Calvert-Lewin getting a touch on ahead of Martinez, but we are in possession of the ball with David De Gea. And that should be that, but you just never know. Martial out to Anthony. Arsenal 3-0 up against Bournemouth. Now it's 0-0 at the break. They've really come alive in the second half. Casemiro to McTominay. McTominay towards Alanga. It's in to Van de Beek, who has a knock, but has a very good chance to make it 2-0. What's happened there with Donny? I'll have to address that come the end of the game, but what we do have is a corner. With 5 minutes of added time, a goal here would be vital, but also preventing the counter-attack could be even more important if we don't get the goal. It's an awful ball from Anthony. I still haven't figured out the set-piece system yet to its fullest extent. What I have figured out is that we can't concede now. That's all I do know. Tyrell Malacia's had a good game keeping McNeil quiet. Can he just do it one more time? McNeil pushing forward as much as he can for Everton here. Loses control of the ball, and that should, I said already, that should be that. But you just never know again in this game. There is the goal. It's been coming, I reckon. In terms of our chances created, it's been coming. In terms of our finishing, we maybe don't deserve it. The finishing's been poor today, but we do have a breakthrough. And it might be the only goal of the game. We just have to stay strong for these last few minutes. Martinez into Donny, who has lost the knock that he had. I'm assuming it wasn't anything too serious then. Can we push for a late second, do you reckon? Wan-Bissaka, not passing like that. And now that right-hand side is open, and we could be in trouble late on. Demarai Gray, tackled by Varane, and that will do the trick. And that is a victory again on the second day. Our first home victory. Everton didn't make it easy. Pickford solid in goal as well, but our finishing was poor at times. In the end, the breakthrough came from Anthony, the 100 million man. And it was great play once again from Manchester United for that goal. And especially a big credit to Casemiro, solid in that CDM role for the duration. And you can't understate that by any means. And it is 1-0 victory at Old Trafford. Anthony separating the sides. We are on 6 out of 6. Now, don't expect this to be a trend that will win every game, okay? I don't want that to go into his heads. But the goalkeeper ability did make it a little bit harder as well, which is good. It means the goalkeeper is a bit more up to scratch. And it does mean that it'll be a bit more challenging to get as many goals as we could. Take a look at the stats. We did deserve the win. We created more, but like I said, finishing poor. Eventually, a finish did get in the back of the net, and it was all that separated us. 59 to 41 in terms of possession, 14 shots to 9, and 3.1, or I can't read, 3.5 expected goals to Everton's 1.4. So based on those stats, we deserved it, and I would say we deserved it because I'm biased. Man of the match, of course, does go to Anthony with an 8.7. The only man to find a finish today in the back of that net. David De Gea, a strong performance in goal as well. 6 saves out of 6 with the 6 shots on target that Everton did muster. Wan-Bissaka solid at right back. A good outing from him today. Kept that left-hand side very quiet. Towards the end there, getting a little bit lackluster, but probably just tiredness setting in. Casemiro, can't say more things about this guy. I doubted him in the first game. He's just repaid me with karma. It's a brilliant game from him in this game as well. The back line was solid, and Anthony Martial was a decent substitution in the end because he provided the assist for the Anthony finish. Anthony to Anthony. So a brilliant bit of teamwork there. As for Everton, their man of the match will go to Vitaly Mykolenko, who did keep Anthony quiet up until the goal. So I'll give him credit where credit is due. And Pickford kept us at bay for the majority of the time as well. 12 shots on his goal, not all brilliant, but 11 saves from the England goalkeeper. Can't go wrong. Just unlucky on the day eventually. Couldn't find a finish of their own. And did they even make any substitutions? I don't think they made any substitutions. Maybe freshening things up a bit might have made a bit of a change, but they didn't in the end. And ultimately, we take the victory. A slender victory, but a victory nonetheless in game 1 of today's episode. Those are the results from around the ground. Chelsea being held by Leeds is a big one, but Arsenal defeating Bournemouth ultimately as well. Taking a look around our top 4 rivals a little bit, seeing what we've got to go against. It's been difficult for Malacia recently. You've had to try to get back to his best. He did very well today. Maybe not as well as Wan-Bissaka, but he's a tough lad. He'll get better. Gave him the game today. Kept McNeil quiet the majority. There's a couple times where the Everton winger snuck through, but in the end, they didn't score, and that's what matters. 1 goal between the teams, and we took it. Every player did their job today. Rashford, I'm a little concerned about. I mean, it's only 2 games in, so I'm not going to really voice it too much. I'm not going to express my concerns too much. What I am going to do, I think, is start Martial out top next game, just to see what he's capable of in front of goal, because Rashford seems to be struggling a little bit trying to find finishes. But Martial, I know he hasn't scored in the Premier League yet either, but he has been creative, especially for that goal with Anthony. And that will do it for the interview. Before we go any further, I'm going to change my batteries before I forget and it goes wrong. So bear with me real quick. I just saw a thing there as well as I came back about how we can count on Bruno Fernandes. And I do believe we can count on Bruno Fernandes. And I really wish I hadn't had to sub him off because that was a bit of a squeaky bum time. But it ended up being a good substitution in the end. I know Van de Beek wasn't directly involved, but we didn't suffer too much with that one on the pitch either. So It's a good thing that we've got good backup. Pickford says stops Man United doubling lead. Manchester United came close to doubling their advantage against Everton, but Pickford's heroics in goal prevented Johnson's side from building on their lead, and eventually it did mean a 1-0 win. Team of the week sees Luke Shaw in it. That's from Team of the Week 1 because we didn't have Luke Shaw in our team. We'll have to sim to the next bit. Manchester United celebrate manager debut success. That was a 3-1 win on the first game. We've got a couple of transfers here going through. Some of them have gone already, but those were the players we did list. We've got a trading off now, so it should just scroll through with speed. Wigan Athletic have shown interest in taking Radek Vitek on a loan with option to buy. We ain't doing any option to buys this season, just a loan, straight 1 year, and Anthony Elanga will not be going anywhere. Thank you very much. Maybe season 2 if we think of signing someone off the wing, or even in January perhaps. But for now, we're going to try and keep as many players as we can. That being said, Mengi would be what I'd be happy to loan out to Levante if they could find a deal. But we do have to remember we need enough backup for our main team as well. We do have the academy, but I can't just rely on them. We need to make sure our squad isn't too thin. Tom Heaton has got an offer from Basak Shahir. I honestly thought he'd gone. Hopefully he will this time. And if he doesn't by the end of the window, I will just release him. I know it's not fully realistic, but we're never going to use him. VTech loan agreement from Wigan Athletic will go through perfectly, and we will get the money from that. Except we won't, because it's a loan deal, and it took me a second to remember that there. Garnacho loan offer. As much as I would like, I want to loan out Garnacho, man, but we need him, don't we? For that depth, for if Sancho has a bad run of form, or just for if we need him for a cup competition. So we are going to reject any loans that come in for Garnacho as well, and hope he can grow organically at the club. Mengi has agreed a loan with Levante. He will go out, and a transfer offer from Rafael Varane is not even getting entertained. It's in fact getting blocked. I don't usually block a lot, but I will be blocking that because even Arsenal, I'm not even selling to a Premier League club. I wouldn't sell them anyway, regardless. So after that first game, we're just going to do a quick save over. I forget how to save over in this one. Is there a way you can save it? It will auto-save, won't it? But is there a way... Because I used to be able to press X and it'll save. I don't think that's a thing in this one, but we'll figure it out as we go. It should auto-save anyway, and it should be fine. But up next, we do have the game against Leicester. We are on 6 points, which ain't too bad. Just try to figure out what we want to do for this one. I'm also trying to figure out still if there's a save option. I'm just going to quickly have a little scout around for that. Save game, yes, thank you. It's the actual option now. We're just going to keep it updated. I don't want to lose any progress because that would be terrible and I'd be very upset. So, Leicester up next. Are we thinking of rotating? Yes, we are. Quick look at the table after 2 games. Arsenal sit top with the best goal difference in the league of 6 and 6 points as well. Liverpool with the same exact record as Arsenal. We're in 3rd. The only other team to win our first 2 games with 6 points on the board as well. Little less in terms of goals, but also... we're just getting started, okay? It's just the beginning. We'll figure it out. We'll hopefully find a way to pick up goals on a regular basis. We need to do that for our objective. We've got an inbox message here. Players on international duty will have plenty gone, but that is fine because we have no games in between that. The full list is David De Gea for Spain, Luke Shaw and Harry Maguire for England, Tyrell Malacia for Netherlands, Rafael Varane for France, Diogo Dalot and Bruno Fernandes for Portugal, Anthony Elanga and Victor Lindelof for Sweden, Christian Eriksen for Denmark, Scott McTominay for Scotland, and Lisandro Martinez for World Cup winners Argentina. So, up next it is Leicester. Let's see what we got for this one. A couple of quite a few tired players actually. We may have to do a little bit of rotation here in this one. The Leicester side seems to be okay, and for some reason Dewsbury Hall's the captain. That's an interesting one, but fair enough. I mean, what we're going to do is we're going to rotate anyway, which is absolutely fine. Victor Lindelof will start alongside Rafael Varane for this one, giving Martinez a rest. I'm going to give him a full rest as well, which might be a mistake, but we'll cross it as we come to it. And I'm gonna start Fred. Why not, innit? We'll keep Eriksen on the bench for now. Martial will go up top for this one. Off the right will be Elanga. And... do we dare go with Garnacho off the left? I think we'll bench Garnacho. and then McTominay come on for any of these three midfielders if necessary. I think that's the move. Dalot, we're starting Wan-Bissaka again. No offense to Dalot, but Wan-Bissaka had a good game. I want to see if he can keep going with that level of commitment and improvement. But that will be the team for Leicester then. Taking a look at it, we've got David De Gea in goal, Luke Shaw and Aaron Wan-Bissaka as the fullbacks, Rafael Varane partnering Victor Lindelof in centre-back, Casemiro, our Brazilian rock, in CDM once again. Bruno Fernandes will partner Fred in the centre midfield areas with Bruno Fernandes, of course, captaining the side, the Portuguese Magnifico, puts that armband on, and he loves it. Jadon Sancho starting off the left, maybe bring on Garnacho a bit later, or actually, maybe we won't risk that because we do have Anthony. We've got both there anyway, just in case. So we'll keep that as it is. Sancho off the left, Alanga off the right, and up front we're going to be starting at Anthony Martial because I haven't seen a goal from Rashford yet. I know we're only 2 games in, but I want to see if Martial can do any better in front of goal in this one. We're at the King Power Stadium. It's not going to be easy, and it might be our first game where we drop points, but it is Leicester, and we are going to get straight into it. And it looks like they signed the goalkeeper, so they've learned from the mistakes in real life. Iverson, I don't know if he's already at the club or if he's a new signing, to be honest. So we'll figure that out when it comes to it. What I do know is my audio's bugging out, so I'm going to try and fix it real quick. If I can't, I'll just leave it, because it seems to come through okay on stream anyway.
And sitting next to me, ready to give you all the analysis, is Stuart Robson. And it's all about action from the Premier League.
Right, should be okay. Just try to figure out my own ears. It's always alright on stream, so it's fine. Of course, Leicester will be looking for a result. But naturally, we'll be looking to get the win as well. 3 out of 3 would be a bad start to the season. But they do have a good team despite... I'm not sure about Maddison being a winger still, but the game has him as one, and he seems to be doing alright as one, so... But it doesn't bother me anyway, because we're Man United, and this is our team. Quite liked Wan-Bissaka in the first game. I'm sorry, Dalot. You will definitely get another chance, mate, because Dalot's one I want to grow in his team. But Wan-Bissaka impressed me in the Everton game. I want to see if he can do similar here. See if he can handle... is it Harvey Barnes on the left? They may have a new left winger, I didn't see. Slash forgot. A lot of noise coming from the King Power. Will there be a lot of goals? If it's anything to do with Manchester United, I would hope so. But if it's anything to do with our finishing off the Leicester result, I wouldn't put your house on it. Sancho, good interception. Casemiro. We need Sancho to be making it run out wide because now nobody's making it. Bruno. Oh, we win it back. It's just about, but an injury has occurred for Leicester here. He's holding his arm. And I don't know if he's got back up yet. Sancho will take the shot on anyway. It's a save from Iverson. It's a decent first effort. But I think the Leicester man has returned to his feet. But a little clash with Sancho there. Wasn't a foul, but it was definitely a clash. Blocked by Varane. Leicester can't seem to find that pass through to lone striker Vardy, which again I don't think is a smart idea. But I'm not Brendan Rodgers, am I? So I am Theo Johnson. I was thinking of using Ten Hag, but I like having my own manager. I like having my own spin on it. Bruno to Casemiro to Clark, one from range. Straight to the arms of Iverson. We're going to have to, because the goalkeeper ability is going to gone up. We're going to have to put a bit more, effort into our shots. A bit more, just a bit more quality on them, I guess. Luke Shaw. I was impressed with Malacia, but I was also impressed with Shaw. So I'm happy we got 2 very impressive fullbacks. Fred. Not enough on it, off balance. I'm facing the wrong way, but we have had a good start here. Casemiro spots, was meant to spot Alanga. Good luck, lad. I actually love your commentary. I'm trying to do the commentary as best I can because of the fact that I don't know if the in-game commentary is working, so I'm trying to keep it up as best I can on the stream. But thank you for giving me good luck. I absolutely need it with Manchester United. But you never know. All right, Alanga down the right here. I was going to cross it in, but I feel like cutting it might be better. And it has not drawn a foul somehow. Okay. Alanga does have the ball back. I just wanted to watch, personally, I just want to check this back. I like to do it sometimes. It probably isn't a foul, but I just want to check for my own peace of mind. Just have a little look at this. I think he does actually get his foot in front. Yeah, he does. That's a good tackle. Just wanted to make sure. It's De La Cruz on the left. It's not Harvey Barnes. He must have exited Leicester. Offside, surely? No? Good save from De Gea. I thought Vardy was offside. Must have timed run to perfection. And Lindelof covers. I thought Vardy was offside. I'm not going to go back and look at that one. I'm just going to trust the referee on it. But that could have been trouble. Big trouble at that. Second game of 4 in today's stream of Manchester United Career Mode. Full episodes will be up on the YouTube channel as well. So if you want to catch up or you miss any, they're all going to be up there. It's a header. It's a great save by Dave. There was a man on the line. I believe it was Fred who was on the line as well. But David De Gea was there, equal to it. As per usual, Casemiro to Bruno. Sancho, could you make the run, please? No? All right, we're going to play it back to Shaw. We're going to try play it inside here to Casemiro. Luke Shaw's passed on his right foot, though, so it's not going to get to the target that we initially planned. That should be De Gea's. Vardy going towards his shoulder there. They do have striking options in the bench to Leicester, the main one being Patson Daka. But that can't be good for Leicester if Vardy's injured this early. Fred getting caught. Does find a space for a ball to Alanga, who I was hoping Martial would be in there, but he hasn't been seen, hasn't been spotted. It's locked onto Sancho and then done nothing. Vardy doesn't look too hurt to me, very fast as usually is, and we've left shot open, but I don't know why I've shot from there. They could have probably taken the time with that and even scored it, but luckily they don't have the brains to do that. We're struggling a little bit defensively, but Manchester United do that, so it's a bit realistic. And then attacking-wise, we have the chances, but we can't find the finish. So it's perfect as well. And from both experiences, we've got the full Man United career mode experience here. Fred, try to get to Martial. It's cut by Soyuncu, and now Leicester could go again. Vardy, the target. It's going to be towards Maddison. It's going to make it to Maddison. His English counterpart, Luke Shaw, couldn't cut the ball out. But he does that time, and it will be a corner for Leicester. Not a lot of goals in this, and I'm sorry because it doesn't seem as entertaining if there's not a lot of goals, but it's a bit more real, a bit more realistic. Leicester are one of those teams who could be a bit of a wild card, who'll put up a bit of a fight. With no Danny Ward in net, they'll be quite good goalkeeping wise as well. De Gea making a bit of room here, a bit risky there dribbling the ball out, but we need to get the move going, we need to get the counter going. Sancho is here, but he's got to take on Pereira. Can he do it? Just about. Anthony Martial, Alanga, he's in a bit of space. Can we get back inside to Martial? It's blocked by Soyuncu. Varane will win the header though, and it's not going to go to Fred because why would it aim to the player I wanted it to go to? I've checked Wan-Bissaka, he's going to make a run. I didn't want to do that, but it is onside. My defending is very poor. There's a reason I stick to world class, alright? Defending is shambles for me, really, most of the time. I'm being bailed out so far this season by David De Gea, although that is a very good tackle once again from Raphael Varane. I've not seen much from Lindelof yet, but I've not seen much wrong with his performance either, so that's not too bad. Alanga into Fred. That's not what I want to do. Is Martial even onside? He's not. It's not where I want it to go anyway. And I think we knew what the problem was from the start of this season. The problem is we've got a lack of a clinical striker. But that's half the fun of it. That's half the fun of not signing anyone until January. We've got to work with what we've got and see where we're at come January. I was considering doing a whole season no signing thing like I did last year's career mode, but we're going to just leave it till January and see what the extent is. If I feel like we don't need to sign anyone, I won't. But believe me, if I do feel like we need to sign someone, I will as well, I think. January's just a maybe. Oh, it's been cut out. Bruno's had a poor game, but he's not really been involved too much either, which is kind of the problem because he's one of our main creators. Fernandes to Jadon Sancho. I think that's Martial making the run down the line. We need someone central here. We've not got anyone. Sancho towards Casemiro. It's not working too well yet. Martial into Fernandes. It's great passing play, and it's a great save from Everton. That was some good passing play. That's a bit more what we need. It's a bit more what we want. McTominay is telling the gaffer how to do his job. Do you want no games for the foreseeable future, Scott? Fred to deliver this in. Not really the man I want to deliver it in, but it's not awful either. Martial down to Elanga. Fred should be back on side. He is. He's going to deliver it in again towards Casemiro, and it's another save from Everton. And it could have been a couple of very good chances there where we could have broken the deadlock before the break. But once again, it's a goalless first half. Two very good chances towards the end. Vardy had a very good chance as well to cut us open. I thought he was offside. He was on, and he almost put it in the back of the net, barring a save from David De Gea. But you have to think we could have had the goal up as well. Late shots in that half. Fernandes with some good pass. Fernandes taking the shot at the end of some good passing play. Could have bad. Good save from Everton. And then the Casemiro header. Another cracking save. And it might be another game where there's lack of goals. No games being played alongside ours just now, so I don't know why that's even showing up. Stamina seems to be okay for now. Taking a look at the stats, we have been in the driver's seat. It's just finding that elusive goal. That's going to be a problem for at least the first half of the season, I think. We need to find someone who can score consistently, and we haven't got that yet. Rashford and Martial have to work on that. So 62-38 in terms of possession, 7 shots to 4, and 1.5 expected goals to 0.3. I don't know how they've only got 0.3 because they've been somewhat decent in terms of creating chances. But it is 0-0, and we'll go into the second half with the team remaining as it is. But be aware, I will make changes if I have to. I think the first change may be for Fred to come off, because as much as I do like Fred, it might have been a mistake to bring him on. Wan-Bissaka has been decent today, keeping Dela Cruz quiet once again. Elanga trying to find a way to put this in the box. It's going to come back to Wan-Bissaka, who's crossed it like shit. Sancho, I don't know why he was going to be the receiver of that cross in that situation, but Casemiro once again, literally Casemiro's a cheat code. Tried to pass that off, but it's a good interception. We do win it back. It's come all the way to Martial, who's found Elanga. It's not enough on the shot. It was dropped by Everton, but quickly gobbled up. Sancho wins intercepts the throw. Fernandes, that was from Martial. Elanga could shoot it across net though. Damn it, man. That was from Martial instead of Elanga. That's why it's ruined my whole vibe there. Maybe should have tried to find a way to put the ball into him still. Varane with another good foot in. Varane and Casemiro, I've really enjoyed them so far. Sancho, I was a little unimpressed with him in the Crystal Palace game, Casemiro, but he's told me to shut up, and I've actually done that. Casemiro, speaking of the man, couldn't get a full shot off. Lindelof's going to commit forward to try and win this. That's not really the greatest idea, but Fred, this possesses, and now Elanga. Going to try and take on Luke Thomas here. He's going to have to try and do it. He's done it successfully. Does he got a ball in to Martial? He's out jumped by Johnny Evans. Fernandes. Elanga again. Is he better to cut it off his left? We'll try it with his left towards Sancho, I believe. Fernandes. Oh no, Sancho's on the edge. Who was that? Was that Casemiro? It's Casemiro. Not a good shot again. I'm wondering what we need to change here, to be honest, because the problem isn't the creation. The problem is, in fact, putting the ball in the back of the net. That is a fucking issue, and we haven't found a solution for it yet. Rashford will probably come on and make get some minutes very soon, but we need to find a goal very soon as well. Fred not enough on the ball, and I think Fred has to come off. He just doesn't seem to have enough power in his crosses, which he probably doesn't have great crossing stats, to be honest. Maybe crossing isn't his forte. What's his crossing looking like? Big boy Fred. 73, so it should have a bit more on it than what it does. We're going to bring on McTominay, and we may swap Casemiro and McTominay around, you know. Can we push? Would Casemiro be okay with being pushed up slightly, do you reckon? He's like, he's not too happy about it. We'll leave it like that for now, and we'll bring on Rashford. Not yet. We'll give him Martial a couple more minutes. A couple more opportunities to try and find a finish for us. It may be another slender 1-0 win if we even get the win here. It might not even be a win here. It's been a difficult one to break down Leicester. Well, to break down Leicester, it's been quite easy. To find a way past Everton, he's no Danny Ward, I'll tell you that. Ball in from Leicester now. It's a header from Dewsbury Hall, I believe, the Pryatt, sorry. Dewsbury Hall is 22. Pryatt's 26. In terms of shirt number, I don't know their ages, but it was nearly a finish from Pryatt. Oh, Fred. Oh, Fred. I think you may have to be on the to-go list, to be gone list towards the end of the season. But this could be an opening for Alanga now. Does have the pace to take on Soyuncu. Does he have the strength to get it around him? No. Can he play it off to Casemiro? He can. Now Fred, going to try and shoot one. You don't shoot, you don't score, to be fair. You need to put a bit of pressure on. Bruno doesn't win the ball. Well, does win the ball initially. Doesn't get to keep it. And I think we may bring on Oh, fuck. James Maddison for Leicester. Great defending from Victor Lindelof. And that's what we need to see from him if he's going to stay for longer than just a season. Good cover there. Anthony Martial, we need someone with a bit more pace. I think it's probably time to bring Rashford on, to be honest, as well. The other substitutes haven't even been brought on yet. But we're going to bring on Rashford, and we are going to bring on Anthony on the... Well, we're going to bring on Anthony for Sancho, and then we're going to swap these across. We need to push for an attack now. We're going to wait till the subs come on, though, and then we'll go attacking. Oh, you fucking what, Shaw? Oh, it's another good tackle from Rafa Varane. He's left Maddison on the ground. That was for Sancho, but Martial can take it. Sancho, if he makes a run there, he's got all the space in the world, but he hasn't. And that's the problem with Sancho. He doesn't make the runs I want him to, which means oh my God. We may need another left winger. I want to save Sancho's career, but we need someone who's going to make those runs. Oh, Vardy's on as well, and it will be 1-0 here probably. It's a great save again from De Gea. Offside, I think the pass between Vardy and I believe it was Pryatt is offside here. De La Cruz getting a yellow for that. De Gea is saving us once again, but it was offside regardless. Doucouré coming off for Samari, was it? And we're making a triple substitution, triple attacking substitution. Now we're going to push the boys up a bit, try and find that goal, try and do what we did in the last game against Everton. Try and get that one goal that will separate the things, and it could be this man who does that. Anthony, not great to start the game, but he has just come into the field of play, so we'll give him a minute to compose himself a bit more. Ricardo Pereira to Keenan Dewsbury Hall. They're playing it down the right here, which is a good move because Luke Shaw has been interesting today. He's had good moments, but he's had some bad moments as well. Anthony Alanga coming down the left. I can't get the ball in the middle. Bruno, Rashford needs to just turn Soyuncu. McTominay just all getting in the way. Anthony's going to keep that in though. And a little ball in from Anthony may do a trick to Rashford at the back post. Is it onside? And it's almost identical to the Everton game. In the 80th minute, we found the lead. And boy, I feel like it's more deserved than the Everton one was, to be honest with you. We pushed and pushed and pushed. We brought on Anthony, we brought on Rashford, and the two have combined to find a finish. We'll give Garnacho the last 10 or so minutes as well. But that is a great bit of positioning from Rashford. A good ball in from Anthony and a header past Iverson. I wasn't 100% sure if the striker was actually onside. He was, and he's found the back of the net, and it's 1-0 Manchester United. I know it might be a bit unrealistic winning the first three, but the first three teams we've faced, it's not too unrealistic. We've had Palace, Everton and Leicester, and even though the Everton and Leicester games have been hard fights, so it's not been wholly unrealistic so far. Garnacho going to come on for Alanga for these remaining 8 minutes. We're going to sit back again, and we're going to hopefully hold on to this 1-0 victory, because the King Power is a hard place to come, so we'll take that. We'll very much take it for now. I'm going to have to get a drink after this game, but I've got something in the fridge, and the fridge is right in front of me, so it's a big W for me. Shaw is putting the work in, but Pereira's putting the work in as well. It's a battle on that left-hand side. We just need to prevent Leicester from anything meaningful attacking-wise. Bruno, Casemiro, Rashford making that run through. It's cut out by Doucouré. I think it was Doucouré. I'm not 100% sure. De La Cruz now for Leicester. And now, oh, I can't get control of Varane. Why couldn't I get control of Varane? How has James Maddison missed that? I don't know how I can get control of Varane, but Maddison, he's gone for an outside of the booter, but it's just gone outside of the post as well. I just wish I could have got Varane across to prevent the whole situation from happening in the first place, but it has gone wide, and we've gotten lucky. We've got a break there. Wan-Bissaka, McTominay. Wan-Bissaka has had barely anything to do because Leicester haven't really been going down the left, and when they have, it's been cut out. Anthony, he's taken an awful touch, and that's not what we wanted. And now Leicester could be on it again. They're going to push very, very hard for this equaliser. And I'm not surprised about it at all. An equaliser here for Leicester would do wonders. And it might occur. It's a great bit defended from Lindelof again. But Wan-Bissaka is like passing by. Lindelof again. Rock solid at the back. Him and Varane have been a good partnership today. And I think that should do it. But Anthony could play Rashford through here. And if Rashford's onside, he needs someone. He needs anyone. He hasn't got it to anyone. It's not... It just needs a bit more urgency there. I did bad with Rashford, maybe taking it all the way to the byline. I maybe should have just taken a shot on anyway, just to see. But we do have a goal. We do have a third successive Premier League win, and I'm happy about it. Don't get me wrong, but there are areas where we need to improve, especially finishing the chances. But we have got a first goal from a man who I was critical, slightly critical about. Marcus Rashford does find his first goal of the season. Of course, I wasn't too critical because we are only 3 games into the Premier League season. But I was a little concerned. That's all I'm saying. My concern was there. But we have found a goal from our number 10. And another win means we're on 9 points. We might be the only team on 9 points. But we are on 9 points to open this Premier League season. It's not going to always be that easy, though. Take a look at the stats. Looking at stats, we deserve it. Leicester's goalkeeper and maybe the defence as well deserved a point. But their finishing was just as bad as ours, and in the end, it was just 1 goal that separated the sides. Marcus Rashford getting it today. 61 to 39 in terms of possession, 14 shots to 6, 3.5 expected goals to 0.7. The win was deserved, and in the end, it's Jadon Sancho. How's he done that then? Jadon Sancho gets man of the match. He was good in the stats that he had. I didn't feel like we used him that much, to be honest. But I suppose it was him and Nalanga. I feel like Sancho maybe was used more than Nalanga. I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that. But Sancho has been given the man of the match, which is good for his confidence. So I'm not going to complain about it, obviously. Man of the match does go to Jadon Sancho. But Marcus Rashford coming off the bench to find the goal that was much needed and much required. Strong performances again from Wan-Bissaka and Casemiro. And I don't really want to drop Wan-Bissaka, but we will give Dalot a run out next game. Luke Shaw, another strong performance. Varane again as well. David De Gea, another goalkeeping masterclass. Another clean sheet for the Spaniard. 5 saves from 5 shots on target. Victor Lindelof, I feel like he deserves a bit more than 7.1, you know. Very solid and actually wasn't as bad as I thought he was going to be. I do criticise Lindelof quite a bit, but he was good there. He was good, I'll give him that. And Anthony, of course, coming off the bench to provide the assist for Rashford's goal. 6.8. 6.1 from Martial doesn't fill me too much confidence either, especially as he played most of the minutes. But we'll figure that out when we come to it. I think Rashford does have to be probably the main starter at striker. I know Rashford's only got 1 goal, but that's 1 more goal than Martial. I feel like we're a bit better with Rashford up top than Martial. We could always move Martial around maybe to a wide position, or maybe back into midfield a bit to produce more maybe. I don't know. But what I do know is we need to figure out some, because we ain't signing anyone. We give ourselves something to hang on to. This time we'll go with a different answer. It was a similar performance, similar timing of the goal as well, but we'll try and go for some different answers on these questions. We knew come under pressure. We defended well. We did defend well, and when we didn't, De Gea, once again, the man of the moment. I know you must be very pleased with the result, but you wonder where the win would come from. I didn't look at their ratings. I should have looked at their ratings. Iverson was fantastic, probably man of the match. It could have been 0-0, and honestly could have gone Leicester's way as well. But we do get the victory, and Iverson was fantastic. So I can't pretend that he wasn't. But I'm happy we scraped out a win, and our win scraped out. It's not pretty. It's not great football, captivating football to watch. But it is getting us results. So ultimately, we can't complain. Take a look at the table. Only team to win 3 out of our first 3. It just shows what vision we have for this club. We've played 3, I don't want to say mid-table teams. We've played two mid-table teams and Leicester. I wouldn't count them as a mid-table team until the end of the season in real life. But it hasn't been. We've not had any real, challenging games yet. I would say to put us under the cosh, to question the difficulty, to question our ability, so to speak. So 3 wins out of 3, probably correct. Arsenal, Liverpool, and Chelsea completed top 4. They're still undefeated. Leeds also undefeated. Newcastle yet to drop points as well, but 2 draws for them. Southampton yet to play their 3rd game yet. They're undefeated technically. And in the relegation zone at the moment is Palace, Bournemouth, and Brentford. But that could all change because some teams haven't played their 3rd games yet. But up next, before we get to the Leeds game, it will be transfer deadline day. And I believe this is a loan for Vitek because that's the only deal we've really done on the way out. So it would make sense if that was the move. Of course, if it isn't the move, then I don't know what the bloody move is that's going on. It is Radek Vitek who will go to Wigan for a season. I don't even know if he'll start at Wigan, to be honest. He's only 60 rated. But it will give him a chance to grow a bit. I don't think he'll be a long-term player. But Tom Heaton will also be on the way out as well to Başakşehir here for 810k. We could have gone up to $1 million, but it is Tom Heaton. And I'd rather no offence, I'd rather he just be gone. It's between De Gea and Fofana. Did we not recall Henderson? Because I thought we did. We did. Yeah, exactly. So I don't know why Henderson's not being involved in that little squad depth bit there, but that's not a big deal. So as we move closer to deadline day, there are players wanting to leave, or not wanting to leave. There'll be people coming in for our players. They won't be going anywhere, of course. Short development schedule, I think he's reached his potential, which is 81, which is a bit of a downgrade, truth be told. But you can't complain too much because he is still quality. Bit weird in that last game, but he still can do a job at left back. For this season, at the very least. Maybe, I don't know what the future holds, but for this season at the very least. Lisandro Martinez, Arsenal coming in for him. Can you stop coming in for the players I won't sell you? If you wanted Martinez, you should have got him before us instead of signing someone else, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to advance the deadline day, and this will be now I don't remember what other deal I agreed. I do know there's another person's packing the bags for a loan. Is this Sean Bernard or Ted and Mengi? Can't remember which one I agreed. It was Ted and Mengi to Levante. I hope I haven't left our squad too thin, to be honest with you, actually. I don't want to have not enough depth. So before we do go into any further simulation, what have we got? We've got... It's a bit threadbare, isn't it? 11, 18, 22. 22 first team players. We should be fine. We can, of course, call players back from loan, but we can't sign anyone till January. I saw a rumour there that Wan-Bissaka could get an offer from Aston Villa, and we do have a transfer offer for Wan-Bissaka. No prizes who it's from. It's from Aston Villa. They really want rid of Douglas Luiz. I'm pretty sure they offered Douglas Luiz for one of our other players as well. Not going anywhere is Wan-Bissaka. I'm not keeping them like away. I'm not blocking deals because Wan-Bissaka is someone I could realistically sell down the line. But I'm not selling him now. Garnacho loan offer. Won't be going anywhere, I'm afraid. Mainly because we need depth in that position. Marcus Rashford will probably not be going anywhere for the duration of the career mode. So you can get your greedy beaks out there, Milan. I think it was Milan. I don't entertain such awful ideas. Dean Henderson on the loan is not going to happen. We need him as our backup. Block offers for him as well. Some that are definitely not going, I will just block. I'll open them up after the window closes, but I'm just blocking them for now because some might get multiple offers. Skip deadline day. Was there an option just to skip deadline day? Where's the fun in that? I like the countdown. Diogo Dalot being looked at by Napoli. Well, they can get their greedy mitts off. He ain't going anywhere. We're just going to quick reject for that one rather than a full-on block. I'll be unblocking them all after the window closes anyway. But just in case some get multiple offers that I just can't be bothered with. I don't think Wan-Bissaka and Dalot will get more than one. Henderson might be one where teams need a goalkeeper, so to speak. Eder Militao has moved to Arsenal. He said, fine, if you won't give us Martinez, we'll go get Militao. Fair enough. We'll take a look at the biggest deals momentarily, but that will end deadline day, I was just trying to find a way. Is there a way I can still look at the particular teams in the league, like each team's business, or is that not a thing anymore? I don't think that is a thing anymore, is it? Well, you know what? It's fine. It's fine. It's all good. We will close deadline day, and we will now not be able to sign anyone until January. We can obviously submit bids now because the bids won't go through till January. So if you've got any ideas leading up until January for who we should transfer in, who we need, who we could go for, we do have money. Money isn't an issue. It was just trying to keep this squad as original as it was. Money isn't an issue. Plenty of money, plenty of wage, plenty of everything. So any ideas? Preferably a striker out the gate. Either, whether it be a top striker or someone to back up the current strikers we've got, would be most advised. But any signings you can think of, without being over the top or being ridiculous, you can leave them in the comments, and I will have a gander, and we'll see what we can do with that. Player of the month shortlist for August. No United players there, but we haven't really had any one player stand out. They've all been quite standout, to be honest with you. Salah, Amiri, Ziyech, and Jorginho, the nominees. 2 from Chelsea, 1 from Leeds, and 1 from Liverpool. All unbeaten teams getting nominations. Belgium have apparently discussed trying to bring me up, as have England, Mexico, and Portugal, and America. We're not going to take any deals just now. It'll only be... It might not even be at all, but it might be when there's a World Cup, which will probably be end of season 4. I don't know. I don't know if I'll do international management, but it's there just in case. We're in demand. But transfer news. Transfer is closed. Let's sim up to Leeds, and then we'll just take a look at the biggest deals. I'll only read down to about 50 million. I won't read the whole way down. I will scroll through the whole list, but I won't read them all. Taking a look at the Youth Academy, a little update here. Harris Novak still at a 52. Hadi Fofana is a 56. Jabu Shabalala has gone up to a 47. Now he's looking a bit decent, to be honest. I hope his potential doesn't drop too much more, though, because the name is cool, and I'd like to use him at some point eventually. Robert Braun, not too shabby either at 55. Elise Petit at 55 as well. And then my favourite, I think, of the group, and at the moment, the best looking of the group in terms of potential, Nkosana Malangu. I'm going to need to try and find a way to pronounce his first name correctly. But that is the academy up to date just now. An offer for Dallo. Did I not block offers for Dallo? I didn't, but he won't be going. So, and that reminds me, actually, all the offers will allow again. Not that it'll be going anywhere, but we'll allow him again. Now the window's closed. 734 million spent across all leagues today on transfer deadline day. As we move towards the Leeds game, we do have a couple of emails to read before we get to the pre-match press conference. Henderson development schedule. I think he's reached his peak of 80, which is fine for a couple of seasons as backup. In fact, he could probably stay backup for the duration, but I think he'd want first-team football at some other club somewhere. And while we're on the development thing, actually, a slight problem has arisen that quite a lot of players have hit their potential already. We've got David De Gea, Dean Henderson, Luke Shaw. We've also got Harry Maguire, Rafael Varane, Casemiro, Fred, Christian Eriksen, Bruno Fernandes, which is a concerning one because I'd like him to grow a bit more, but I don't think he will at this point. We've also got Garnacho. I don't know why I said Garnacho. I'm looking for the yellow markers there. Martial as well. We just got an email about him. So for these development plans, I've got most of them on development plans now, but some are on balance just purely because they can't grow any more than what they already will. I already have Martial on one previous to the email coming through, obviously, and that'll be what the email's telling me now. Martial's reached his potential as well of 81, which is good for a backup striker. I'm not opposed to it. We'll just whack him on, what would be the quickest? Whack him on mobile striker, quickest to get to 82. Whether he gets to 82 ever, probably won't happen, but it is there. Anyway, so before we get to the Leeds game, we'll take a quick look at the biggest offers of the summer, the biggest deals in the summer window. And I think it was Lautaro Martinez who was top beforehand. So what is he now? Is he still top? Probably, isn't it? Yeah, Lautaro Martinez to Chelsea, 109.7 million. Teo Hernandez to Barcelona, 99.6 million. Moussa Diaby to Inter, 81.4 million. Rafael Leao off to Leipzig for 81.1 million. I don't want to spend too much time on this. Leroy Sané to Atletico Madrid for 73.3 million. Aymeric Laporte leaving Manchester City to go to Bayern for 69.8 million. That'll weaken City a bit, which is interesting. Eder Militao will move to Arsenal for 69.8 million. Pau Torres to PSG, 57.9 million. Gerard Moreno to Arsenal for 53.9 million. Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. Is it Pierre-Emile Højbjerg? It is. Just making sure I got his name right. 51.9 million for him to Leverkusen, and the final one we'll read, but we'll still scroll down, see if there's any shocking ones. Presnel Kimpembe going from PSG to Inter, 48.5 million. We'll have a quick scroll down, see if there's any shockers. Smith Rowe to West Ham, interesting. Tielemans to Milan. Mahrez to Barcelona. Gabriel to Wolfsburg. No wonder Arsenal needed a defender. Fati to Rome is a bit interesting. Some interesting moves here. Ben Yedder to Real Madrid. Tierney to PSG. Lamar to Spurs could be one we need to watch out for when we play Spurs. Jared Bowen to Dortmund. There's some interesting ones here. And by interesting, I mean weird, but you get my drift. Taremi, who performed well for Iran, going to Milan. Matip to Atletico. Just trying to find a couple more. Conor Gallagher to Southampton. That actually makes a lot of sense, to be honest with you. It's not a bad move for 30 million as well. He'll grow quite well. Galacci to Leverkusen and Dika to Liverpool. And we'll keep scrolling just to the bottom. Morata to Aston Villa is an intriguing one. Irving Lozano to Liverpool is also an intriguing one when they've got Salah. And Kudus will be at the bottom of the list to Valencia. So our business, we didn't buy anyone, of course, but we did sell a couple and loan a couple out. Phil Jones to Burnley for 1.85 million. Zidane Iqbal to Tigre on loan for a season. Shola Shoretire on loan to, I can't see the club, our Union Saint-G. I don't know what the whole name is. He's gone on loan there for a season. Charlie Savage gone to Paris FC for a loan. Deshaun Bernard going to Brighton for a loan. Facundo Palestri, one will probably recall back at some point, I reckon, because we do need depth in that wide midfield role. He's gone on a loan to Fenerbahce. Axel Tuanzebe on a permanent deal to Osasuna for 3.6 million. Brandon Williams out on loan at Napoli for the season, I believe. And then Vitek, I forgot his first name, Radek, I think it is. He's out on loan to Wigan for the season. 6'6" goalkeeper. It's just he's not too good at the moment. Tom Heaton has gone to Başakşehir for 810,000, and then to finish the window, it's Ted Mengi finishing his loan move to Levante for the season. So without any further ado, covered the transfers, covered everything else. Let's get into this pre-match conference before we take on Leeds. Just about getting past Leicester. Leeds are a bogey team in my career mode, so I won't be surprised if it's a difficult one. But every win counts. We'll try and do what we can. Not to mention that they do have Melier in goal as well. He's fantastic. One I would possibly consider signing down the line as well, if Leeds would let me, but I don't know if they will because we're a rival club. Didn't let me do it last year. He keeps a great run going. What I expect from us. We expect the best standard here at Manchester United. I'm not expecting to win all 38. I'm not expecting to have an invincible season. I'm just expecting a good run. And of course, as well, I'm not expecting a title race season 1. But if it comes about, I won't be opposed to it. Happy with your squad? Honestly, no. But that's half the challenge. Before we go in, I'll show you what we could bring back off loan if necessary. Be a lot of games building up with Europe and the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup. I don't really care about all those cups too much. I mean, obviously I care about the ones that the board want me to win. So we've got a couple of players on loan. I don't really want to bring them back unless absolutely necessary. The ones that I probably will bring back on loan at some point this season. Eric Bailly might be one we bring back on a rotation basis. It's only if we have centre-back injuries. Ethan Laird, he's looking fantastic. I don't want to dampen his growth at QPR. Bailey, the only one that I would consider bringing back, well, the only two I would consider bringing back are either Diallo or Palestri. But Diallo looks fantastic. He's having a good season at Sunderland in real life. I don't want to stunt his growth in the Championship. And then Facundo Palestri, he's out on loan at Fenerbahce. He could have a good run in Turkey. I don't want to impact their growth unless I absolutely have to, is my point. So what we are going to do, though, is we're going to get into this game against Leeds. Before we do, we're going to save over, make sure everything's up to date. And I know it might get annoying if I do this after every game, but I'm saving it after every game because if I don't, I'll forget. So, up next, undefeated team versus undefeated team. Leeds have had a really good start to this season, and they've got a really I wouldn't say not bad squad. Strong-ish squad, to be honest. It could be a bit of a difficult one, so we're going to maybe go a bit stronger here than what was initially planned. De Gea will start for this one. Henderson can get the nod in the Sociedad game, which will end today's episode. But De Gea will start. Luke Shaw will partner. We'll have Dallo, but we won't have Luke Shaw. I think we'll have Malacia, because Luke Shaw, as much as I like him, was a bit shaky in that last game. I do rate him because he was solid still, but there were moments, and Malacia may do better against a team like Leeds. Martinez and Varane will be the centre-back partnership. Casemiro, yes. Fernandes and Eriksen, absolutely. I think this is what we roll with, to be honest. How are we looking on the bench? Donny can come on to the bench for Fred. You know what? Bold call. Donny starting. Eriksen, absolutely, will get minutes though at some point, probably for Donny. But I want to see what Donny can do from the outset. So that will be the team that faces Leeds. Quite a strong team as well, especially since we've got a few days between now and the Europa League kicking off against Real Sociedad. But that is fine because we are going to rotate a bit for that anyway. So we'll see what we can do with that one. David De Gea will start in goal. Tyrell Malacia, partner Diogo Dallo as the fullbacks. Rafael Varane will be alongside Lisandro Martinez, our two best centre-backs in my opinion, although Lindelof made a bit of a case for himself, as a good backup. Casemiro, CDM, as per usual, our Brazilian rock. Bruno Fernandes will partner Donny van de Beek inside central midfield with Fernandes wearing the captain's armband proudly for Manchester United. Sancho off the left wing, Anthony off the right wing, and then Marcus Rashford will start up top. As for Leeds, our M62, I believe the motorway's called, our rivals. I can't remember off the top of my head. Meslier will start in goal for them. I don't know why I'm reading out the team. I never read out the team. I'm not reading out the team, but they have got a strong team. I stopped myself there because I didn't think. But taking a look, what other games we got today as well? Spurs, Everton. Neither of them are doing quite good, so I'm not really interested. The ones that I would have been interested, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, because they're all undefeated as well, alongside Leeds. So, without any further ado, I'm not going to mess around too much. We'll get into it. More or less, our strongest team, bar a couple. A couple being, of course, Donny for Eriksen. And maybe Malacia for Shaw, you could argue. But they're both as good as each other, I think, in this game. Malacia faster, Shaw stronger. So, it could really go either way. But my audio bugged out again in my ears. But it'll be fine. I'm getting a drink out of my fridge real quick. So, bear with me.
Manchester United are lining up as follows. Number 1, De Gea. Number 20, Diogo Dallo. Number 19, Rafael Varane. Number 18, Casemiro. Number 34, Donny van de Beek. Number 8, Bruno Fernandes. Number 10, Marcus Rashford. And number 25, Jadon Sancho.
Cheers. Good luck.
Well, there's the boys in red, ready to go once again. Fourth game of the Premier League season. Will it be a fourth win? I wouldn't write off Leeds, to be honest. Like I said, they're my bogey team. We also need to try and get a bit more dominant, I can't lie. It's all good and well winning 1-0, but I'd like to win by more if possible. It might not be today that we do that, but eventually down the line, I would like to get a couple of big wins just to prove that we're serious, because we could theoretically, I don't want to say it too early, could theoretically enter a title race. But, of course, we're still yet to face any of the big six. So that's why I'm not committing to anything too early. Leeds have some loud fans that have travelled to Old Trafford today. And I wouldn't be surprised if that spurs on Leeds United to some kind of result here, but we will be going for all 3 points as per, and we will not be taking any less. Hopefully. Hopefully we won't be taking any less. We're at Old Trafford here today, and it is early for Leeds. Malacia tackling Harrison there. Early isn't a player, by the way. It's early attack is what I meant to say. Unal blocked by Martinez. See what I mean? They're a bit dangerous. They're a bit on the old dangerous side. I wouldn't write them off completely. Diogo Dalot. Bit of room here on the right. I don't know why Anthony's running such a weird way. And by a weird way, I mean towards the defender. Donny inside to Casemiro. Bruno has committed very far forward here. Sancho. That's not where I want it to go, but Donny can win this. Off to Casemiro. Back to Donny. We're just trying to feel the ball out first. Bruno from range. It's a good save from Meslier. Early test for the Leeds goalkeeper. That ball there from Sancho wasn't intended for Van de Beek. It was intended to be like a knock-in to either Rashford or Fernandes. But it's fine. It's won us a corner eventually off the Fernandes shot. And the Manchester United captain has a corner to take just 6 minutes in. Ball is deep towards Sancho. It's lost by Sancho, and it could fall to Sinisterra, who we don't want on the counter-attack because he is a fast boy. Can't lie, Leeds did sign really well in real life. It's a good interception. I'm not sure who it was from. I want to say Leacher, but I'm not 100%. Rashford. Try to find it through it. Fernandes, good interception. Unal making his debut today. He must have been a summer signing. In fact, he would have been a summer signing because I've not seen him in real life for Leeds. Sinisterra. It might have been the Wan-Bissaka game, you know, this one. I think he's got slightly more pace to deal with Sinisterra than what Dalot does. Anthony to Donny. Try to get one more to Rashford. It's not brilliant. It's the balls, and I shouldn't have played it like that, to be honest. I should have just played it straight again, like I did with the Anthony Van de Beek pass. But I didn't think. Jack Harrison taking on Tyrell Malacia. He does it successfully, and we could be in trouble here. Unal stopped by Martinez, and we can sort that out, hopefully with no issue. But Dalot, ooh, inviting Sinisterra in, not what I wanted to do. Leeds pressing a little bit. A bit more pressing than the opponents we've had so far. That means it opens up a bit at the back. And Bruno Fernandes going across to Rashford. It's got. What the fuck has happened there? Sancho wins it back. What the. No, right. Okay. I guess that's what we're dealing with this season, is it? Sancho to Donny. Rashford gets another chance. It's a near post. It's saved by Meslier. But that was interesting. All that needed to happen there was Bruno plays the ball across to Rashford, which he did. Rashford finishes it, which he didn't. I don't know what the animation was. Dalot stops Sinisterra in his tracks. I don't know what that was. Anthony trying to find Rashford. It's cut up by Pascal Strike, and now Leeds again. It's an issue. It's an issue. The goal scoring would be an issue at least till January. I think that's something we've got to accept now, especially with the window closed. Unal off target. Not very good shot, to be honest. Eder Militao didn't quite get Lisandro Martinez from us, so he went bigger. Fair enough, you got to respect it. You got to respect it. It's a good signing from Arsenal, and it's a good bit of business if they want to try and go for a league like they're doing in real life. Malacia, Sancho's going to start pissing me off in a minute if he doesn't start making runs. Have I got him on a make and run plan for the tactics? Because if not, I might have to make him a bit more runny. Casemiro, didn't want to shoot it like that. I did want to shoot it, but as stupid as it was, that's a poor tackle from Varane. It may be a book-in. The point is, Sancho. The point with Sancho is, anyway, I'll get back to my point with Sancho. I needed to make him more runs than he is doing. Dalot's been played by Sinisterra here. It's come off the boot of the Portuguese, but it's come back into Leeds. Straight at David De Gea, thank God. See what I mean? I feel like Leeds have been the hardest team so far. I know we're 26 minutes in, and Leicester did have some very good opportunities. But Leeds have been the most testing so far, I think. Just for Sinisterra and his pace and the ability to keep that in. Didn't expect it to be honest. It may have been a Wan-Bissaka game, this one. Good cut out from Martinez. I'm not saying Diallo. I'm not saying Diallo. Diallo's not even here. He's at Sunderland. I'm not saying Diallo's been bad. I'm just saying Wan-Bissaka probably has the pace equipped to deal with Luis Sinisterra. Anthony towards Sancho. It's headed away. Donny can't win that. Can Varane? Kinda. Not really. Unal was in front, to be fair. Unal's another striker I play against on career mode. Scores past me quite a bit from in like Europa League or Champions League, something like that. He does like to put a few past us. Luckily, we won't have that issue. But Leeds do have a lead. I was say we won't have that issue of him scoring in Champions League or Europa League because he's at Leeds. And he hasn't scored that one, but Leeds have got the goal. And that is slightly concerning. I don't really know what went wrong. Review this. Well, I guess... Well, I mean... I think that's got to be Martinez's fault, isn't it? Didn't keep with Amiri, who has arrowed that into the top left. It's a great finish. There's no complaints about the finish. I think that's got to be on Martinez's head, that one. I don't think there's anyone else to blame. Martinez didn't keep with his man. And we are down at Old Trafford. An unfamiliar position. The first time in the Premier League this season. And we are on the losing end. And it's a great tackle from Sinisterra. And Leeds will fucking go for this now. They'll go for a second. And if they get that second, the game's gone. I think, personally. I don't want to write off the game early because we've still got plenty of time. We've had a lot of the ball. Anthony's been tackled by Junior Firpo. It's not been fantastic. Varane, Leacher gets the clearance, but Leeds really pinning me back here. I'm not enjoying it. I don't know if the commentary's working or not. The co-commentator, Lee Dixon, I think it is, has just said we were going to get back into this. Probably. I'd like to agree. Leeds have really been a problem so far. They're going to go short here, aren't they? Jack Harrison playing it off to Amiri, the goal scorer. And now out to Stuart Dallas. It's a block by Sancho, I believe. And the counter needs to be on here. We don't have the pace to counter. Donny doesn't have the... it's not Donny, it's Anthony. It doesn't have the ability to get the ball there to counter. We do have the pace. He would have been the pace to do the counter with, but couldn't control the ball. Sinisterra in, and it's blocked by Dallo. But Leeds are better than us in this game so far. Don't know, admit it, but Leeds have been good. It's a bit, like I said, they're my bogey team, and it might come to fruition again here. Harrison, he's going to play it short again to Amiri. Amiri's turned Dallo inside out. Amiri's been a little prick today. Dallo again, covering, but we can't be just sitting back here defending Leeds. We need to push for a goal for ourselves. And the fact that we've only scored 5 all season doesn't fill me with hope that we're going to get 2 today. Hasn't exactly been goal-filled games. Palace, we started off really strong with goals. We got 3, but it's just not been great. And I don't know who was challenging Unal for the header there, but it wasn't won by the Man United man. Tomine suggesting again. I want to know what he's suggesting, to be honest, because I don't know how to fucking get out of this half. Leeds pressing us back. Lissandro. That was for Sancho, but okay, cool. No worries. It's eventually found its way to Jadon Sancho. Bruno. Oh, Rashford's running offside for, and the pass. Rashford had to come back on side. We couldn't get the pass through. Or what he was offside for in the first place. I would like answers to that. Dallo will cover this one. And that probably did break, won't it? No, it won't. Oh my god, Sinisterra. They're pressing us, and we can't do anything about it. Oh my. Jadon Sancho's been quiet. The whole team's been quiet. The only player that's had any noise is a player on their team by the name of Amiri. And of course, they've been better than us, and they deserve the lead. Was never going to be plain sailing, and it's proven to be the case. Spurs lead at Everton at 1-0 at the break. The only other game going on today. Can't argue with it. They've been the better team. 52 to 48 in terms of possession for the away side, with 6 shots to our 4 and 1.5 expected goals to our 0.4. Despite both teams having 2 shots on target, they've been more creative, so it adds up in terms of expected goals. We're going to have to figure out something in the second half, but we'll go with this team for now. I think it'll probably be an early substitution for Donny. I don't think that was a move. Looking back, that might have been a Europa League move, to be honest. As in, we should have done that move in the Europa League. That's going to be a yellow card for Harrison when play stops. No need to go for Malacia like that. And the fans not liking it. They want an off for Jack Harrison, and I wouldn't be surprised. I don't blame him, is what I'm trying to say. But I'm trying to defend as well. I'm trying to double concentrate. Casemiro, he's got to push forward a bit. Rashford. Oh, if he's onside, this is beautiful play. Oh, is he onside? He is. It's an immediate equaliser to kick off the second half. Can we give all the credit in the world to Casemiro for waiting that ball perfectly though? It's a beautiful ball through, and it's a finish, and the game wants us to make the change. But now that we've equalised, I don't know if we need to make a change as soon as I was gonna. Marcus Rashford gets number 2 of the season. It's a fucking hell of a ball by Casemiro though. And we draw. We make it 1-1. Now, whether it's deserved or not, we're back in the game. And obviously we ain't going to settle for a point. It is a card for Jack Harrison of the yellow variety. No surprise there, the way he went through Tyrell Malacia. Dallo takes off Unal. And if Donny can prove himself in the next few minutes, he can get a bit more time. But Eriksen's right there, necessary. And especially if Leeds get another goal, it will be not just necessary, but it'll be happening. That's not the pass that... it is the pass I wanted. Not a technique from Rashford there. To find Donald van der Belk. Christensen trying to play it in. Fernandes intercepts. Can't find the gap. Oh, it's just hard to play through him. Oh no. Unal straight to here. Like I said, Eriksen will come off of Van der Beek at some point in time, but I'm just trying to see how much longer Van der Beek. I'll see what I can do with Van der Beek for the time I'm giving him. I'm being very nice to Donny in his career mode so far, especially as I don't know how much he will grow in terms of overall. Casemiro clatters the Leeds man and clatters himself in the process. Sancho does have a bit of space, doesn't have the pace really, but has the space. Rashford, can we get it's not the pass. Oh, but Bruno, reactions need to be better there from me personally, to be honest. Bruno intercepted that, couldn't do anything about it because I didn't react in time. Half an hour left. I think we need to bring on Christian Eriksen ASAP Rocky, especially if Unal you get a ball in here. It's blocked. Header saved. Dallo making sure it doesn't go for a corner. And Anthony will make the move. And he will make a good move here. He's past Firpo. He's not going to get past Koch that easily though. Maybe should have tried a little flare there to get past him. Martinez intercepts. But it's going to be... Leeds are fighting for this. Like literally in some occasions. Anthony receives the ball now. Donny on the inside. Donny on the outside. Donny on the through ball. Donny on the goal. Donny on the spot. It's Donny van der Beek. And it's a complete turnaround. He's about to come off as well. But he signs off today with a goal. And it's 2-1 Manchester United. Doesn't smash it, just lays it, caresses it into the bottom left, past Melier. I didn't think we'd get one today, let alone two, but now we lead. Can we hold on? That is the question. Before the kickoff occurs, Donny, whether he's going to stand or not, he's going to come off regardless because he is pooped. Eriksen will come on, as will... nobody else at the moment. I think we're okay for now. We may do a couple. Well, we'll definitely be doing a couple more because we've got the Europa League in a few days. The goal scorer will now make way. Just try and keep himself a bit fit for the Europa League game. Should we need to use him as an option, but we do have obviously Fred as well to rotate in. Varane from Maguire is a suggested change. Not suicidal yet. No seriousness though. We would like to keep the lead now. Defensive for now. And we'll probably switch to ultra defensive very, very soon. We don't deserve this. Straight up. It's just that bit of quality we have. A bit of quality over Leeds. Bruno, Sancho. We're cooking with gas now though. That's a stupid tackle from Christensen. And it's a yellow card. But it could have been more. It really could have been. And possibly even should have been. But that is an awful tackle. What is this? Ball's away and... It's a yellow, but you could... I've seen him given us reds before. That's what I'm saying. Could be a red, but it's a yellow on this occasion. Malacia to Sancho. I'm going to play it back because I know I'm getting pushed by Harrison. Malacia inside to Jadon Sancho. Back to Tyrell Malacia. Bruno Fernandes. Casemiro. Eriksen out to Anthony. It's probably shouldn't have been lifted, that ball. Should have just played it along the ground. Can we get our 4th successive Premier League win after being down to Leeds and probably not deserving a 4th successive win? Ernal caught by De Gea. Malacia now. Play it down the left to Sancho. Does he have the pace? He got past Christensen but not past the centre back. This is problematic. Fernandes wins the ball. Eriksen. Casemiro. I need a run. Eriksen. He's making the run, but I couldn't get the pass off in time. Now Leeds have it again. And Casemiro's a bit further forward than I would like. It's a great run from Harrison. I don't want Martinez to commit the cross. We're going to try and get Malacia on this and get Martinez back where he needs to be. It's a block, I think. I don't know if that was a block or if it was just a per ball, but it works out. We're going to make our changes now. There's 12 minutes left. We're going to keep a bit of stamina. We're going to do a barrel load of changes. Olanga for Anthony. McTominay for Casemiro. Maguire for Varane. And if possible, probably not Luke Shaw for Malacia. No, come on. Make a big buttload of changes there. And we're going to kick the ball off the pitch just to make those changes too. Just so we can make those changes, keep the fitness as we want. Casemiro, Anthony, Marcus Rashford and Raphael Varane cut off for Scott McTominay, Alanga, Martial and Maguire. 11 minutes left to hold on to this lead against Leeds. No pun intended. We could press for a third. I don't want to. I want to just try and get the dub. Although McTominay, Sancho, it could be a third. Tony Marshall, it is a third. I don't know how we've done this, ladies and gentlemen. It's not deserved. But we're absolutely going to take it. A 3-1 win against Leeds. Like I said, 4 wins out of 4 at the start of the season might be a bit unrealistic, but we also haven't faced any of the big 6 yet, so... Tony Marshall's first Premier League goal of the season. Should have sealed the deal now, I think. Harrison coming off. I don't know who number 6 is. But what I do know is it's a big win. And our final league game of today will remain undefeated in the league, which is good. But I'm still thinking the sliders maybe need a bit more adjusting, to be honest. Although ultimately, like I said, we haven't faced any of the big 6 yet. I think the next adjustment will wait until I do face a big 6 member, just to test it. If I feel like it's too easy playing either Liverpool, Chelsea, Spurs, City, or Arsenal, then at that point I think they'll have to be changed even more. But for now, they're okay because we've only faced teams that we would probably, I'd like to think we'd beat anyway in real life. Leacher with a good tackle. And we've just got 5 minutes to hold out now. No scary endings here. Sancho. He's been electric the second half. I've got to give him credit. He's had a better Christensen. Got Christensen on the booking. And he's got room here. He doesn't have anyone to pass to. He does now. Bruno. McTominay. Is it a 4th? No, off the left foot rather than the right. Which is not what you want to do if you're shooting McTominay. Usually you don't want to shoot with McTominay, but if you are going to do it on his correct foot. And I apologise about Dalot, because he's been very good keeping that side quiet. I thought Wan-Bissaka might do a better job, but Dalot has proved himself today again. We've got 2 very capable right-backs, which I'm happy about. Olanga can't keep the ball. I tried to play it back to Dalot so he could move it more central, but it didn't work out. That's fine, as long as we don't concede again. Maguire absolutely clarting Rodrigo to the floor. Just taking him down. No nonsense, Harry Maguire. Obviously hasn't done much this game because he came on as a late sub, but that's a big tackle from him. McTominay, I've lost possession. I wanted to try and knock that on, but that'll probably do that for that. That's it, innit, ref? Yeah, thanks. Don't know why I let the game run a bit longer. It's a 2-goal difference But we do win 3-1. I don't know if we deserve it, really. We're 1-0 down at half-time. The second half, we picked it up and we actually pulled it off. The stats won't show that it should have been a 3-1 win, but we were clinical when we had the chances, which is rare for us. At least this episode, it's been difficult to come by goals, but we have got goals. We've got 3 of them, coming from Rashford, Van de Beek and Martial. Their goal came from Amiri, and it's a very good goal as well. It was a goal that I thought was going to win the game. But we came alive in the second half. I got to credit the equaliser more than most, though, because that pass from Casemiro to set up Rashford was delicious. Take a look at the stats then for this one. Like I said, undeserved, but sometimes you have to be lucky in this game, alright? 51 to 49 in terms of possession in our favour. They had 9 shots to our 8 and 2.1 expected goals to our 2. But quality in goalkeeper as well as quality in strike force changed the game up. Taking a look at the ratings, it's Sancho again with another man of the match. We might have a little gem here. We might have a Jadon Sancho that can actually play football. No offence to the one in real life. Assist from him at an 8.1 rating. Diogo Dalot, I am fully apologetic. Yeah, if the real Diogo Dalot sees this, I always believed, okay? 8 rating for him at right back, keeping Sinistera quiet. I was concerned at the start whether he'd be able to. He quieted my concern immediately. Martial with a goal off the bench and a 7.9 for him today. Marcus Rashford, 7.4 with a goal and an assist. Mainly the reason he came off is for stamina reasons, but it was an inspired substitution as well because Martial got the goal that sealed the deal. So it works out all around. Donny van de Beek with a 7.1 and a goal, and then Casemiro with that delicious assist for the Rashford goal. He gets a 7. Malacia, he was quite good. I don't know if he was 7.3. I think he might have been a little less. I feel like he was a little quiet on that side, but maybe I don't know. I don't want to criticise too much. Varane wasn't as bad as the game's making out to be, but Leicester was definitely the better defender today. And obviously, the subs didn't get a lot of minutes to really prove themselves in terms of rating. We'll take a look at Leeds rating because I forgot to do it for the Leicester game. We'll take a look at the Leeds ratings. Man of the match then goes to Amiri. He got the goal, 7.9. The assist coming from Jack Harrison as well, 7.1. Some decent ratings from Leeds, but not enough to get a win or even a point, which, quite frankly, they should have had. To be honest with you, we rode our luck a little bit in that one. But 4 wins out of 4 in the Premier League. Can't sneeze at that. But it's a different kettle of fish for the final game of the episode, which is up next. Always a big win against Leeds, your big rivals. It was a pretty special performance too. What did you make of the game? It was concerning. Yeah, I was worried we might struggle in terms of strength, in terms of the game in general. But 3-goal win, very, very good. But the scoreline definitely flattered us. I can't lie. Leeds feel the scoreline will flatter us. I feel like it's flattered us, to be honest. I'm absolutely not complaining about the 3 points at all, but if it was an even playing field, it shouldn't have been a 3-point game for us. It should have been 1 at best. I'd stay switched on. I don't think we were very good at all, to be honest, in limiting their chances, but eventually they couldn't find more goals than we had. So we do end up getting the win. So up next, of course, like we talked about, is the Europa League. Before we do go into the Europa League, though, we have to take a little look ahead because games are starting to build up, and in terms of stamina, we need to remember who has good stamina and who has not good stamina. In next episode, we have 4 games in 11 days. They are stacking up a little bit. We've still not got any big 6 teams yet in any competitions. We have Brighton in the league, the Amex. We then have Newcastle at Old Trafford in what I believe is the Carabao Cup. I'm not too fussed about that. Southampton will be our second league game in the next episode at Old Trafford before we finish off, interestingly, at Aberdeen in the Europa League. Not what I expected to have in the Europa League, but of course, the real teams are in it because they ain't in the game. But as we continue, the games will continue to pile up, and then for the start of episode 4, we'll have our first Big 6 team. Now, I'm going to take a just quick little note, some dates for the Big 6 games. So 3rd of October, 29th of October, we'll face Liverpool. 30th of November we'll play Manchester City, and then 3 days left. 3 days after Man City we'll play Chelsea. And then Spurs is down on Christmas Day on the game. So we've got quite spread out games for the Big Six. So I'm not opposed to that really. Before we do go into this as well, we're taking a look at the league table because the last time we'll get a chance to take a look at it. In fact, is it? Because we'll take a look at it after this because we'll take a look after the Europa League game. We'll play the Europa League game first. What I do need to do is save the game so we don't lose progress. And a bit of rotation in this one. Not that we've got a lot to rotate with, but we will have a couple of players who don't maybe get the game time they should have in this one at Old Trafford. Pre-match press conference for Real Sociedad. I reckon we get through this group. Winning all 6? Maybe not. But I think we could win the group. And the plan is, or at least the board think, we could win the Europa League this season. And I would agree. But you just never know. You just don't know sometimes. What I do know is we'll give it our all. Can you kick off with a win? We can't wait, hopefully, but we just want to get going. See what we get. Sorry for getting my drink. I prefer not to start against Sociedad, to be honest. But not the result. I believe we will be top of the league, but we'll check after this game against Sociedad in the final game of the stream today. Donny scores the first goal this season for himself. Beautiful to see. Frankfurt lost. Celtic lost. That's got to do with us. Anything that has got to do with us. Salah got player of the month. I know it's not got anything to do with us. But he's still at Liverpool. So why they signed their right winger is beyond me. And Yerry Mina has gone to Sociedad, which I think we saw. So maybe he'll start. But what we're going to do is we're probably going to rotate a little bit for this one. They aren't starting Mina. Fucking hell, my memory is atrocious. We will obviously... First man on the team sheet, Garnacho. Maybe not what you expect, but it gives him a good bit of experience. Langer off the right as well. Martial will start up top. Casemiro will get a rest, which is big because he's played every game so far. I mean, I'll have him on the bench just in case, but he won't start because he started every game so far. De Gea as well will come out for Henderson. We're just going to... It's more or less a full rotation of the team. More or less. There's a couple that won't get rotated, like Eriksen, and that's it. But just a bit of rotation there. Varane can come on the bench. Actually, Martinez. Who do we have on the bench? I'm going to say Varane, actually. Sancho, we're going to have on the bench as well. Sancho can play both wings. Anthony can have a rest. Sancho can play both wings, so if we need Garnacho or Langer to come off, or both of them, well, I can't have both of them, but if you have one of them to come off, Sancho can play off either side. That is probably what we'll roll with for this one. McTominay will assume control of the armband for this game. So taking a look, we've rotated heavily, but it could be a good test to see what we're made of in the Europa League as well. We're at Old Trafford against Real Sociedad. It's Henderson in goal, Shaw and Wan-Bissaka as the fullbacks, Maguire and Lindelof as the centre-back partnership. That could be a disaster, but it could be something special as well in the game. I don't know. We'll see. McTominay, CDM, and captain. In front of him will be Fred and Eriksen as centre mid partnerships. Garnacho off the left wing, Alanga off the right wing, and up front, Anthony Martial. We're at Old Trafford, like I said. Let's get the final game of today going. Is that a McTominay tifo? Oh, well, here we are. The first of what will be at least 6 European nights. I'm hoping it'll be more than 6 European nights. But at the very least, it will be 6. That is our group. 2 of the teams, of course, in real life won't be involved in the game. So it does make it slightly easier to get through. I don't think getting through will be an issue. I think going for top spot will have to be our main prerogative. I can't lie, when it came up with the screen there for a second, I was like, who's De Paula Santos? And it was Fred. There's the squad. A lot of rotation, a lot of chance for some of the lesser used players to get some game time. Much needed game time, especially for the likes of Henderson and Garnacho. And Mim McTominay as well. So far, McTominay's only come on at centre mid for a tired Eriksen or a tired Fernandes. But in this one, he will play his preferred CDM role. As for Real Sociedad, they do have some little stars. The main one would be Zubimendi. They've got a very, very good side for this competition. Obviously, I think we could probably say already. I mean, you never know. Jagiellonia, Aberdeen could possibly shocks, but I think we could solidly say that these 2 teams in this match now are the 2 teams that will probably make it through the group. I think we have to go for top spot rather than just make it through the group. But we shall see. Real Sociedad kick off the group stage. We're yet to be defeated in this career mode. Will it be tonight? It will be sometime. I'm not going to say we're undefeated forever, because we just won't. But will it be tonight? Eriksen on the turn. Martial. I didn't get the header there. Oh, well, I thought I got the header there. I was like, oh, it'll be 1-0. But no meaningful contact from our number 9 on that occasion. Mendy trying to build something up for Sociedad here. Going to have to commit Lindelof across. I've messed up big time. Yeah, that's... yeah. Now, I didn't want to commit Lindelof across, but as I'd switched to him, he'd already committed. So I couldn't really back out of that. And then try to bring Maguire across. Couldn't do it in time. It's a power shot as well from that close. Ain't going to go anywhere but the back of the net. Well, if we were looking for the worst start to the Europa League, we got it. Umar Sadiq scoring for Real Sociedad. But, like I said, we're 6 minutes in. So, I'm in absolutely no worries just yet. And we do... again, it's 6 minutes in, but we do have quality on the bench if we need it, alright? I'm not ashamed to bring on Anthony or Rashford in the 7th minute just because I don't feel comfortable with the team I've got, alright? Or bringing on Varane at the back almost immediately, okay? So if went too far wide, Lindelof handled that perfectly and will bring it away with Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Now, can Langa make the run? No. I mean, he started to, but the pass was poor too, so it's not great either way. We kind of, right, realistically, we're kind of set up for a bit of failure in this one because it is a fully rotated 11. I think, I'm not 100% sure of the Sociedad team, but I think they're playing their main 11. We do have quality off the bench if necessary, but I'm not worried too much just yet. We're early doors. We're very early doors in this one. Wan-Bissaka does well there. Does brilliant to win us a goal kick. Gets a tackle in. Gets tackled by David Silva. and Sociedad unable to keep the ball in possession, which means we can move from the back again. Wan-Bissaka, really fun player to use. I just wish his career at United could go well in real life. That's why I'm trying to maybe rescue it a little bit in game. Alanga to Ericsson. This could be a goal fest, to be honest, if we can find any goals. Obviously, that would be very helpful. I don't know. That made absolutely no sense what I just said. It'd be a goal fest if we could find goals. Yeah. I'd like it to be a goal fest because as much as we are not very good at defending with these current players, because they are the backup players, I do feel like we have goals in us too. Maguire in the way. Initially, it's going to bounce back. Wan-Bissaka just poking it out to McTominay. Maybe should have gone for just a good old belt of clearance on that one. Fred, try to get it into Garnacho, who... This is a big game for him. See what he can do. And if he can't do much, we've got Palestri or Diallo who can come back off alone. McTominay spots Ericsson. It's not how I wanted to take the touch. I've dragged it too far out. I'd already chosen to make or to take the shot. Ain't happened on that occasion. Christian Eriksen, per shot, per movement. And still 1-0 to the Spaniards. They beat us 1-0 in real life, to be fair, in this entire fixture. So it's not wholly unrealistic if they beat us again. I'd like it if they didn't, but they might. Good save again from Hendo. I'd rather have Hendo in as a backup than Heaton or Dubravka, to be honest. No offence to Dubravka, he's probably quite decent. But Henderson is younger and better, in my opinion. As much as he doesn't want to be a backup for this first season, he's going to have to be, at the very least. Maybe give him a full permanent go away next season, or maybe even give him a full permanent, well, not full permanent, first team place. I don't think that De Gea will leave unless like I physically want just someone younger, or unless I get sick to the point of goalkeepers like I did last year, and De Gea just gets me to that point. Probably won't move De Gea on too hastily. Martial gets closed down. Alanga back into Tony Martial. Eriksen's asking for it. Now Alanga. Can we get a ball in? We can. Can Martial get it? He can. Can he score it? Not quite. It's an awkward one to take first time. And I think it's been defended away ultimately, because it is in fact a corner, unless Christian Eriksen's just choosing his own rules. But it wasn't an easy one to take on. It was a bit out of his reach, but I really wanted to shoot that first time. Eriksen to deliver. That's a very heavy cross. That's a very poor cross as well. Yeah, yeah, okay. Wasn't good. And it's going to be thrown to us anyway. We do eventually get the ball back, but it definitely wasn't good from Eriksen. That's not what you expect from Christian Eriksen, of all people. Shaw spots Fred. Try to get into Eriksen. Straight at fucking Ramiro. With the potential to get back into this game, but I think we may need to bring some men off the bench if it's going to happen at some point. Garnacho. Fred. Back to Alejandro Garnacho. Can he cut inside here? He doesn't. It says he has 82 pace, but because he's 65 rated at the moment, it doesn't feel like it. I'm not slandering Garnacho in any way. It probably should have been him that got loaned out ahead of Palestri or Diallo, but Diallo's already gone, and the right-hand side was better than the left. And I don't know if Diallo or Palestri can really play the left. I think another thing we need to look for in January is a winger off the left, because we've got Sancho, but he doesn't have anyone really as backup. And if Sancho has a bad run of form, we need someone to fill that void. Alanga, that is poor. I think it's his weak foot. I can't remember what foot Alanga is, truth be told. It's wide though. It's definitely not going in the goal like that. And it's therefore gone way off target, and Sociedad will get the goal kick. Ramiro launching it to Junior. It's going to be headed by Fred, I think. Garnacho now receives it. Back to Fred. Martial, I don't know if he's on. Is he on? He wasn't off. I panicked a little bit because I wasn't sure about the legality. Garnacho wins it back. Fred takes a stupid touch but keeps the ball under duress. Eriksen back into Fred, perhaps blocked away. And cleared away. All these far as Shaw? Nope, Shaw hasn't won it. Okay, well, all these far as Sociedad player who's next to Shaw who won it. I think it was Sadiq. 1 minute by the time. We've got one more chance to throw a chance up the. Nope, we're not even going to get that. A chance at the pitch is what I was going to say, but the ref had already blown his whistle. Guarantee if that was the other side, if it was Sociedad, they'd have had the whole time in the world. But the goal came early, and at half time we are 1-0 down. Which means we need something in the second half. We do have the talent for it, but I don't want to waste too many of them because we do have a league game in 3 days against Brighton, and they're no easy team. Some results around the ground. The main one we're looking at is Jagiellonia 1, Aberdeen 1, which technically would put us at the bottom of the group as it stands. I know we're only game 1, but that's a bit scary. Feyenoord beating Lazio, Midtjylland beating Sturm Graz, Nantes drawing with Freiburg, Kilmarnock losing to Aruca, Ferenc Varosi losing to Monaco, and then Trabzonspor drawing with Sparta Prague. So, taking a look at the halftime stats, we probably should have an equaliser, but we don't. The way it is. 54-46 turns of possession, 7 shots to 5, 2.3 expected goals to 1.4 for the Spanish. 45 minutes left. Let's see if we can find a goal. There will definitely be some changes in the second half. The first 15 minutes of the second half will kind of determine which ones are going to be. I think the first one will be Fred. In all seriousness though, we do need to find a goal if we want to go back in this one. Or at least make some opportunities to find a goal. Shaw to Garnacho. I really won't run too far on his own. He's not a kid, I know, I get that, but in the Europa League, might not be great. I mean, technically he is a kid, he's only 18. Fred to Ericsson. Alanga. Back into Ericsson just about. Can't get the shot off. Maybe shouldn't have tried the shot in the first place. Lindelof after Maguire. Not been a match made in heaven, or at least it wasn't for the first 6 minutes. But it has been solid since. Give credit there. Garnacho might. I think Garnacho probably will be a substitution. Giving him this many minutes probably wasn't the right idea in the first place. Wan-Bissaka intercepts. Ericsson. Now McTominay. I think Rashford's probably going to come on too, to be honest. Because, oh my fucking. This team is not performing well at all. Nope. Okay. Maguire has committed all the way down the pitch. But Lindelof's got it. Shaw now. It's a potential. No, it's not. It's not potential anything. Garnacho's just running straight into the defender. Maguire tackles, and we'll get it away again. It's just back and forth right now. We can't find a route through to goal. In a few minutes, well, fucking, no, never mind a few minutes. We're making the changes now. They're being awful. These players have got. First of all, it's Bruno's going to come on. Because Fred is doing my head in. I know Ericsson's got a stamina, but I'll go with it. Rashford for Martial, Sancho for Garnacho, and I think that's it for now. We'll maybe make more changes as and when, but for now that's it. Maguire, oh what a tackle! Perfect tackle in there. That's what you get when you get your Maguire with good ability. Oh, it just doesn't pass the pass off in time. Very annoying. Maguire closed it down twice. Fair play, Harold. No good there. Garnacho. Martial asking for it through. It's going to take a bit of deflection, and it won't work. Oh my god. Luke Shaw picks up the loose ball though. You can feel a difference. I know Casemiro hasn't. Defence hasn't really been an issue. You can feel a difference about Casemiro. Ericsson out of nowhere gets the equaliser. I was just talking about how we need a difference maker. And Christian Eriksen is that difference maker. It's 1-1. And the main substitutes are yet to come on. Sociedad could be in a bit of trouble. It's a great finish from Christian Eriksen. Out of the reach of Ramiro, and it's 1-1. There are the changes. Garnacho, Martial and Fred all making way for Rashford, Bruno and Sancho. 27 minutes. Can we find a winner? We deserve it, quite frankly. But can we do it? Or will Sociedad kind of keep us quiet now? Christian Eriksen. Got the first goal in the Premier League. Only fitting he got the first goal in the Europa League too. Rashford. Sancho actually making runs. Write it down in a notebook. Bruno asking for it. I don't know why. He's not very tall. I'm going to win that one. Shot. Good bit of tackling. Bruno. Sancho. I know he doesn't make a lot of runs, but he's just a better quality player than Garnacho on that side. It's dropped by... convincing by Ramiro, but the shot wasn't great by Sancho, to be honest. Well, you know. Just try to press for a winner now. I'm happy to keep the... oh. I was just about to say I'm happy to keep the centre-backs as they are, then that happens. Lindelof, for some reason, hasn't gone to the man. And it's just a simple run for Alexander Sorloth, who has taken it off the outside of his foot. Henderson puts a hand out there, might help as well. I'm not a professional, but you use your hands as a goalkeeper. And if he had maybe just stuck an arm out, might have been a different result. What I do know is now Sorloth is coming off. I think we're going to make our change as well. And I think it was initially going to be Maguire, but after that bit of play from Lindelof, I know Maguire also commit forward. Varane will be the man with a plan. Varane for Lindelof. Probably our final change of the night, to be honest. Don't see a reason to stick Casemiro on when we don't need to. McTominay hasn't done much, hasn't done much wrong. It's more been the centre-backs. And, well, fucking hell. The midfield, actually. McTominay's probably the only one exempt in that midfield. It could be three. Jeez, oh. Lads, we might be on our verge of our first loss. Well, I think I've learned a lesson of what I should have already known. Is you don't play Maguire and Lindelof together. Should have probably known that from the outset. Rashford, I tried to turn that in with you, mate, and it just didn't come off, unfortunately. I think maybe dropping points in our first European adventure, whether it be 1 point or whether it be the whole three, or well, it would be just dropping 2 points technically. But you get my point. If we draw or lose, we're dropping points, and I don't see us getting a win at this point. That's a fantastic tackle by Shaw. I don't know if the ref was going to stop play for the foul earlier, but he hasn't done. Bruno needs Sancho to run here, who is not really wanting to do it now. He was wanting to do it when he first came on, but now he's like, He is opting to do it now. Sancho to McTominay. Bruno. It's not what you need. It's not what you need. I mean, he's not the captain currently because he didn't start the game as captain, but from the usual captain, that's not what you need. We may be staring down the barrel of Theo Johnson's first loss in charge of Manchester United. Harry Maguire wins the header. Eriksen. Could have been good to have a player like Anthony on just about now, but we didn't pick him today. And I'm wondering why not at this point. Rashford though. You know what? Sometimes, just sometimes, you need a bit of luck. Sometimes you just need that bit of luck, that stroke of luck. By no means should that probably gone in, but it's deflected off of number 24 on the Sociedad side. I reckon Ramiro has that red. Has it not been for deflection? And I said we probably won't get the win here, but there is still time. Because I didn't think we would, doesn't mean we can't. Harry Maguire, cutting out. Varane. Rashford. Sancho. It's a poor tackle on Rashford, but a 1-2 between Sancho and Rashford. We just need another option. The other option is not... Well, it wasn't meant to go there. It was meant to go to Eriksen. But Sancho, not a bad opportunity. Needs a save from Ramiro once again. Not long left. Give it a last chance to Loon. Eriksen trying to G the crowd up. Eriksen, ball in towards Scott McTominay. What a save again! Thought it was going to be it. It's another save. Another corner going to come up. McTominay. Shot saved. Eriksen going to take it again off the other side now. Try to get the crowd even more excited. Eriksen again, a bit heavier this time. Too heavy. Varane though, oh, it won't fall to him. Alanga. To Bruno. Sancho. Oh. Well, it was meant to go to Sancho. It just decided not to instead then. Alright. Oh, it could be a counter-attack for Sociedad. It could be a counter-attack for Sociedad here. We may be in the trouble. Oh, fuck off. Great save, Henderson. And that will probably do it. I should get one more move up the pitch. Which I doubt it, but we'll give it a go. Alanga. It's poor. Aye, it's poor. 2-2 draw. Probably the right result, to be honest. We definitely deserve something like that. Would like 3, but we'll take 1. Thing is, realistically, it is just going to be us two that go through. Jagiellonia, never heard of him. Aberdeen, not even the second best team in Scotland. So how they're in here is questionable. But what I do know is that we get a draw thanks to Marcus Rashford and a very, very lucky deflection. And we stay unbeaten in terms of Manchester United manager. But that was a warning, I guess, that we can't get too complacent. It's the first time we dropped points since the official season started. 56 to 44 in terms of possession, 14 shots to 8, and 3.6 expected goals to 2.4. Whether we deserved the 3 points or not, we didn't have enough quality to get them. And it ends in a draw. Man of the match goes to none of our players. Personal man of the match for us is Wan-Bissaka. At 7.9, he has been impressive. Him and Dallo both been impressive. It's hard to pick between them for a proper starter, so we'll just keep rotating him. Christian Eriksen, one of the best on the pitch as well today, 7.6 and a goal from the Dane. Marcus Rashford coming on to get the equaliser. Bit lucky how he got the equaliser, but he got it, and that's what matters. 7.4 for him as he came on off the bench. Martial with the assist, I believe, for the Eriksen goal, 7.2, and then Jadon Sancho with a 6.7 with the other assist. Not a lot of people covering themselves in glory, but some strong performances as well. Harry Maguire, brilliant at the back, to be honest. I can't believe I'm saying that. Lindelof, not really as good. Man of the match, though, goes to Umar Sadiq from Real Sociedad. Goal and an assist for the 77 rated man. 8.7 rated in terms of the game, though. Garosabel, very strong at right back. Would not let Sancho through on most occasions. But sometimes he did. It's not the end of the world. But it was an 8.2 rate for him, 7.8 and an assist for Paulo Ottavio, and of course the other goal coming from Alexander Sorloth, which probably could have and should have been saved from Dean Henderson, despite the fact, due to the fact, really, is that Henderson didn't stick his arm out. So we'll just, I don't know if I could see this again real quick. I don't usually show this quickly, but I just want to see why it's gone in. Probably get a better angle off the instant replay, to be honest. As you can see, we'll just go through it quickly. I don't want to waste too much time. Sorloth takes a shot from the outside of the boot. As you can see, Henderson's arm is down by his side, and it stays that way for the whole duration. So, what we're going to do is we're going to end it there. And, well, first we're going to get into the post-match interview. That is the end of the gameplay part of the episode. Would like to win. Got a draw. Didn't look good at half-time. You're behind at second best. How pleased were you the way the team responded and got back into the game after the break? We needed some of the big men to come on, and they did. But that was a game we should have been winning. I'm a bit upset about it, to be honest. We had the chances, just didn't have the finishes. And I'm wondering if Dean Henderson was the right person to bring back, or if there's a kept Dubravka on loan. But we didn't defend like I know we can. Lindelof switched off one too many times. Maguire, as good as he was on occasion, did commit to far forward on occasion too. And Sadiq, main man for them, was the best player for them. And we do have to look at ourselves. He's a good player, but defensively, I think we need to have either Licha or Varane on. The Maguire-Lindelof partnership didn't really work. I probably knew that beforehand, but I wanted to just give him a chance, innit? So take a look at the news stories, and before we finish off, sub Rashford grabs equaliser. Manchester United looked for much of the game as if they slip into a defeat against Real Sociedad. Rashford, though, had the last laugh, coming off the bench late on and grabbing the goal, which earns his team a share of the spoils. Very lucky goal, but who cares? Man United on super run. Bruno Fernandes taking in an interview after the match. What's that boy saying? Manchester United fans are no doubt excited at the top of the prospect of another top-notch performance from their team. We'll be hoping to bring a run of winning form into the upcoming game. Oh, this probably should have been before the match then. We didn't win, unfortunately. A draw isn't bad, though. Jadon Sancho has been putting in some great performances lately for Man United. Emerges as a real leader in games. Teams and fans alike were hoping he could sustain this level over the next part of the season. Sancho's been a lot better in the game than he has been in real life, which is what was the plan. But we need to try and keep that up with him, because that is very important for his confidence. Sevilla beat Man City, which makes me happy. Means Man City lose, which is always good. Taking a look at the Premier League. In fact, I actually want to take a look at the Europa League first. We will go into the Premier League in a second. But Europa League, Jagiellonia end up beating Aberdeen, which means they start Group E at the top. A 2-1 win. We drew 2-2, of course, with Real Sociedad. Results of the first games for some other teams. Bodo Glimt beat Zurich. Arsenal drew. Is there any surprise ones is my real question here. I think Arsenal and ourselves are the only English teams in Europa League, which is fine. No real surprising results, but I do want to take a look at the Premier League results. We'll sim up to Brighton first, though. That will be where we start the next episode. Taking a look at the standings after this second episode, first full episode of games. Arsenal sit top. They've played an extra game more than us, but they've been very rampant, just like in real life, undefeated still. We are in second, 4 wins out of 4. Will that continue against Brighton? I don't know. I think I may fuck around with the sliders a bit more, to be honest with you. But we'll see when we come back. Liverpool 3rd, Chelsea 4th, Spurs 5th. There's only one notable Big Six team missing, and you can guess who that is by the fact they're not there. Manchester City, I think they're down in 9th, so they're not awful, but it's not Manchester City you'd expect. As we continue reading down, there is no real surprises. And the relegation zone at the moment consists of Everton, Southampton and Nottingham Forest. So like I said, no real surprises. A quick little update on some of the player stats as well. I kind of want to see who's top scorer, who's popping off, who's not as good. Jack Grealish, top scorer in the Premier League. The world is upside down. The world has gone wrong. Salah there as well. Berardi has proven to be a very good signing for West Ham. He's got 5 and 4. Sterling, Jorginho up there as well. I don't see a United name, which is concerning, but I think Rashford has 2, doesn't he? He does. He's just down there at the bottom on 2 goals for Manchester United. As for assists, Jorginho tops the assists list as well. Jorginho's having a solid season, you know. Sancho and Anthony with 2 assists apiece as well. Casemiro on there with 1. And as for clean sheets, at the moment, Lloris tops the list, but De Gea's not doing too bad with 2 clean sheets. It's 2 more clean sheets than I usually get in career mode. I can't usually keep a clean sheet to save my life, but it's a good start all around. And we'll go into the squad hub for one quick look at the updated stats on the players in the club alone. Just a quick little goal check. Rashford, 3 goals, the most at the moment. Eriksen on 2, Anthony on 2, Fernandes, Martial and Donny on 1. And as for assists, it's Jadon Sancho who's got 3 assists, seems to be kicking along quite well. Anthony on 2, Martial on 2, Casemiro, Rashford and Galbraith, who's not the club, but he also has an assist. They're all on 1 assist apiece. So it's not a bad start. I would like to be a bit more convincing in some of the wins, but I can't be complaining about the performance because we've got 4 wins out of 4. So next episode, we'll just quickly cover what we'll be doing there, and then that will do it for this one. The calendar, quick little check. 4 games in 11 days is what we got next. We've got Brighton away at the Amex Stadium in the league. We'll then come back to Old Trafford to face Newcastle in what I believe is the 3rd round of the Carabao Cup, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it in 3 days' time. Southampton will be our game back in the league after that match, 3 days after that. That'll be held at Old Trafford, and then we will travel to North East Scotland, which is not what I expected to do in the Europa League, but we'll be facing Aberdeen away at their ground, Pittodrie, I think it's called, if I remember correctly. But that is going to wrap up another episode of the Manchester United Career Mode. If you're liking the way I'm doing them, or if you're liking the way, or not liking the way I'm doing them, if there's any other way I can do them, of course, I will try. But I feel like this is the best way to do it, to get 4 games and then upload every other day, rather than doing a daily episode, because that's a lot more more time wasted, I think, in my opinion anyway. But that will wrap it up for this time. We've got the 4 games next time. We've got good results, undefeated today, and we're still undefeated in the league. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I will see you when I see you.